Florida.
Visit Jason and Todd at the Diamond District.
At home or on your phone. No matter where you roam, you can always get rightallalong.net, the new web home for 92.5 Fox News. This is 92.5 WFSX Estero, Fox News, right all along. On the radio, on your smart speaker, and online at rightallalong.net.
The probe into the Capitol riot intensifies. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
We will hold accountable anyone who was criminally responsible.
That's what Attorney General Merrick Garland told NBC News. And there are multiple reports the Justice Department is probing the conduct of former President Trump on January 6th of last year and his attempts to get the election results overturned. Now, the former president has called the probes a hoax, and the House committee also investigating him thugs. And on his first trip back to Washington since leaving office, he told a conservative gathering.
So where does it stop? Where does it end? It probably doesn't stop, because despite great outside dangers, our biggest threat in this country remains the sick, sinister, and evil people from within.
He spent much of his time talking about lawlessness at home, crime in the streets, and how he wants to see police embrace a familiar refrain, law and order, to beat back crime.
And strongly defeat it, and be tough, and be nasty, and be mean if we have to.
The former president said that's what he'd like to see from the next Republican in the White House, but gave no indication as to whether that would be him.
Fox's Gernal Scott. Another interest rate hike is expected today from the Federal Reserve, perhaps 0.75%, trying to fight inflation that's at a 40-year high. National Economic Council Director Brian Dees.
It is our view that if we move out more quickly and more aggressively on the types of steps that the president has outlined, then we are going to move more quickly to helping to bring prices down.
One big factor driving inflation, higher gas prices, but they're down a 43rd straight day from the record, another 2 cents, now 71 cents less than the all-time high last month. It's still $1.15 more than a year ago. Nobody is waking up a mega millionaire. There was no big winner last night, so the jackpot has grown to just over $1 billion for Friday's Mega Millions jackpot, the fourth largest U.S. lottery prize ever. America's listening to Fox News.
Grandpa Joe doesn't want voter ID, but Uncle Sam says we have to do a station ID. 92.5 WFSX Estero, Fox News. Right all along.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Now in Lee County, we'll tell you you're moving just slow. Westbound 1st Street, right around the Edison Bridge, you're hitting 17 miles an hour. Also right now, if you're eastbound on Colonial at 75, expect that slowdown. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. Belinda Post, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
More scattered thunderstorms return for today, especially in the afternoon. Look out for some heavy rain and frequent lightning. One of the things we'll also see move in today is the return of some Saharan dust. Look for a hazier sky thanks to Saharan dust moving through. The temperature is set to top back off near 94 degrees. That Saharan dust plume sticks around as we get into Thursday and Friday. That's ultimately going to lead to lower rain chances. Tomorrow, a mainly dry day with just a stray storm, hazy and hot with a high of 96 degrees for Thursday, 95 on Friday with just some isolated afternoon thunderstorms in the forecast. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Whether you're commuting to the office or driving to the beach, always stay to the right with 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Didn't you say your in-laws were coming to visit?
Don't remind me.
Yeah, but...
Nothing's good enough for them. Last time, they complained it was too hot in the house.
Well, it is a little warm.
Not my fault. Our old clunky AC just can't beat the summer heat.
But you could.
Gonna be just like before. Let the criticism begin.
Dave.
I'm a deadbeat. Can't afford a decent air conditioner. Our daughter deserves better.
Dave.
Oh, they knew all along I'd never amount to anything. And the hotter it gets in here, the more I'm proving them right!
Dave! So what's the best case scenario?
Best case? Okay, somebody comes out and gets that AC blasting ice cold. Nothing to complain about.
That's best?
Sure, but...
That's best. Best Home Services. They have so many specialized technicians, they have a fix the AC before your in-laws get here expert.
You mean?
Might cool down the situation.
GetBest.com.
When something goes wrong, We're waiting.
So did your in-laws enjoy their visit?
They left early. Said it was too cold in the house.
Well played, sir.
How do you beat the heat in Florida? With a cool new ride that's certified. Hurry to your #1 certified pre-owned dealers, Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. During the Drive Certified Sales Event, you get huge discounts on our huge inventory. Over 200 new vehicles in stock with more and more on the way. Reserve yours now. And to make it easy to drive a nicer, newer vehicle, get up to $8,000 over book value for your trade. So if your old car is worth only $2,000, you get $10,000. If it's worth $10,000, you get $18,000. Click SutherlandNissanBuysIt.com to see how much you'll get. All Sutherland certified vehicles cost thousands less than new and come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Get up to $8,000 more for your trade. Save thousands paying less. Save hundreds in repairs. That's how you beat the heat. All offers end Monday. Rush to Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral now. Your used car megastore online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Unfortunately, many drivers in Florida do not carry liability insurance or have limits of insurance that are insufficient to cover your injuries. Uninsured motorist is valuable coverage that you can purchase to protect you in those instances. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Fort Myers, Naples.
Chevy showroom, Marty.
Hey, Marty, you ready for adventure?
Not really.
Well, during Victory Lane Chevrolet's summer adventure sale,
look,
you can drive a new Chevy and make no payments till fall.
Fall?
As in autumn.
Okay.
September.
I got it.
Or you can drive a new Equinox for $349 a month with no money down and no first payment.
No money?
Zip, zilch, zero dinero.
Look, I know what zero means, okay?
I'm sure you do. You're used to having zero customers in your showroom. Hello. During the summer adventure sale at Victory Lane Chevrolet, lease a new 2022 Chevy Equinox LS, only $349 a month with zero down and no first payment. Plus, bring us your trade and get an additional $1,000 off any in-stock vehicle. Victory Lane Chevrolet, on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads online at victorylanechevrolet.com.
36 monthly, 0 down, 10K miles per year. Must have current lease and household. Taxes and fees extra. Rebates to dealer. No payments for 90 days. Must finance with Jim Financial. Offers with approved credit. Not all offers combined.
Hey guys, it's health and fitness expert Robbie Raw. You've heard how much I love my arch supports from the Good Feet store. Now I want you to hear from someone else who's taken my advice.
Hi, I'm Dr. Julie Caton. I have always enjoyed walking but have had severe pain in my leg and ankle. I heard about the Good Feet store from Robbie and decided to get my own arch supports. I was pleasantly surprised to discover their 3-step support system, which fits in all of my different shoes. I absolutely love them. And now I'm back to enjoying my nature walks, my dog walks, and any form of exercise. I thank Robbie for her advice and the Good Feet store for giving me my active life back.
Friends, if you have knee, hip, or back pain, don't wait. Visit the Good Feet store and take back your life. You know, what you do today will affect the quality of your life later. And nothing changes if nothing changes. Decide today to live your best life. You are worth it, and that's the raw truth.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do. And
thank you for giving us the voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic. I want to thank you for your support for veterans in the military. Educating us. Standing up for conservatism. Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. How are you today? 239-479-5592. That is the Brett AC Talk and Text line. We stream live. You can watch right now, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. You can go there and watch. You can go to our channel on Rumble, Facebook, Drew Steele Radio, and I don't know, maybe some other places. Who knows what the universe holds. So it's been a while. Haven't been here for a little bit. I would like to say that I was taking a vacation, but I wasn't. But I do owe you an explanation on where I've been for the past, it feels like 10 days, right, Jake? How long has it been? It's been a while. I don't even know how long, because I was out, and then you were out, and then everybody was, yeah. Right? I don't know. I can't keep track of days right now. My days are all, everything, I don't even know what month it is. I have to be honest.
We'll just call it 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been a while. So, yeah, and so later on in the program, I'll explain what's been going on. We'll get to it all coming up in just a bit. On the way, Nazis, lots of Nazis. Nazis are all around Republicans, especially around Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump and anybody that has to do with Trump or DeSantis or anything to do with conservatives or I mean, it's just because Whoopi Goldberg says so. And if The View says so, then there's no doubt about it that there are Nazis all around. And they're probably around you right now, as a matter of fact. There's probably a lot of friends that you have that are Nazis and you don't even know it, but somehow they know it, but you have no idea. And maybe they're the people that are coming and they're fixing your plumbing. They're doing all kinds of things in your house. Maybe they're cleaning your house. They're vacuuming. They're helping you with everyday chores. Who knows what it is? It just seems to be that there's Nazis all over the place. And yeah. I mean, it's that ridiculous, that's silly, but now they get called out on it. So what happens when they do get called out on some of the accusations about Nazis around certain groups? That's what you do. You push back, because the one way that you're going to ensure that things will change is when you decide that as a group that you will push back, that you will not allow the talk to happen, even though that there are some adults that are out there that will decide that when Whoopi Goldberg says there's Nazis around Turning Point USA and in Tampa and they're all surrounding them and Ted Cruz and DeSantis is out there and everything else, if they say it, there's enough people that'll go, yeah. And they'll agree with that and just enough said. So we'll get to that story coming up in a bit. Also, what's the next eco-friendly trend? Are you ready for edible cup, spoons, and straws? Because that's coming, everybody. We're going to be eating our forks because, climate change. I mean, why not? Wouldn't it be, how many people have said that before? If you can make a tasty fork and you finish up your salad, then it would be nice to eat the fork along with the salad. Aren't there places that make edible bowls, right? Yes, there are places that you can go where you can get a salad and the bowl, you can eat the bowl, right?
Taco salad.
How did I know that somehow, some way, it only took us, how long have we been in this program? It only took 4 minutes into the program for Jake to mention Taco Bell. That's
they give you this cool shell. At least they used to. I don't even think they do that anymore.
I don't know, but there's other places that do, and I forget who it is. Somebody, you get a salad and you can eat the bowl. Well, we'll maybe talk about that later, or maybe not. You'll figure it out.
Panera Bread.
Is that who it is?
I don't know. I just know that they put soup in bread, and it's genius.
Somebody will text 239-479-5592. Are we in a recession or are we not in a recession? Hey, it depends on what you defined a recession is or was or has been. Some people know and some people don't know. I'm not sure that you can get an answer from the White House press secretary because in many, 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 many occasions, you've heard things like she doesn't have anything for you. So why even ask?
I don't have anything. 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 I just don't have anything. I don't have anything. We don't have anything. I just don't have anything. Don't have anything. So I don't have anything. 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 Just don't have anything.
She doesn't have anything. So don't ask the White House because the White House doesn't have anything. They have no answers. They don't have anything for you. But a recession, we know how recessions work, right? We understand what a recession is and isn't. You've got the economy that's contracting basically for 2 consecutive quarters. You've got fewer goods and services. You have an uptick in what will be joblessness because with those fewer goods that are being produced, you're going to have fewer employees to make them. This is typically what you would see, and ultimately how this recession could maybe be different than to say that we're not going to be in a recession or we're not in a recession is ridiculous. Because a lot of the people that I talk to that are very much smarter as human beings than I am, and I'm okay with that, because there's always someone or multiple people that they all say, look, we've been in a recession. We're going to be in a recession. We have to hit recession. It's the only thing that we can do to slow down what is this rampant inflation. It's just natural, although there are things that are going on right now that are just not. They're just not natural as far as what a quote-unquote recession would be. But it depends on who you ask. Right, so you had the White House press secretary yesterday being asked about the recession. Are we in one? Do you even know what one is? Can you call a recession this recession? Are we going to be in a recession?
And what is exactly the White House's definition of a recession?
Again, I'm not going to define it from here. I'm just going to leave it to the NBER as we have stated of how they define recession.
We won't declare it one until they have declared it one.
I'm just saying that we're just not going to define it. We use the indicator indicators that the NBER, the National Bureau of Economic Research, has used. We've mentioned that a few times.
Yeah, we're not going to really define it. We're not going to define it for you. We're going to change definitions, the White House changing definitions, because, that's what they do. And really, what is a recession? I mean, they can't even tell you what a woman is. Bill Clinton couldn't tell you what the word is. Remember Bill Clinton? Depends on the word, what the word is, or what the meaning of the word is. So we have a Democrat Party who is really good at changing definitions. They're something that you can call habitual at it. They do it all the time. Depends on what the meaning of the word is. It depends on what is a woman. I can't define what a woman is. Recession. I don't know. We don't know what the definition is. So that's how that works with Democrats. Pretty simple. Now, on the other side of that, you have to make a decision tangibly as an American citizen here in this country, whether or not you're going to believe that, accept that, whether that's okay, if that's enough for you, that the White House would change definitions, they would throw their hands up and say, I don't know. The funny part is, and I know that if it was a Republican in office, if Donald Trump were president of the United States, well, we wouldn't be in a recession. But let's put that aside for just a second. If Ron DeSantis, Donald Trump, or anybody else were in office right now as a Republican president, you better believe they'd have the definition. Oh, they might even have a textbook sitting in their pocket. They might have like some people have a pocket constitution. Yeah, they might have a pocket definition of what a recession is handy to whip out in front of them just to let them know and remind them what it is. Does anybody know? Brian Deese is the Biden economic dude. Is that his title? Is it economic dude? Right? The last time I checked. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Confirmed.
And if Jay confirms that, then there's nothing else to talk about. So what did he have to say about this?
This is a related question, but all the discussions that are happening about the definition of a recession aside, I wonder if you could help us understand how much weight the White House puts on that definition versus just the simple reality that the majority of Americans right now just feel like we are living through a recession right now.
Look, our focus is on trying to improve economic circumstances in this country. That's what we are focused on, and that's what all of our policies are designed to do.
Yeah, well, it ain't working. So all their policies are working towards making sure that the economy is roaring and everybody's feeling good and we're not in a recession and everybody. No. Well, it's look at and I know and everybody knows and the White House knows that the spin is on. That ultimately the consequences of what we're seeing with this administration and their energy policies are now starting to take effect. It's the opposite of what the free market would want to see, and so they are pushing this hard. They are, since the beginning, making sure that we're going to be heading right into a recession where you have energy right at the top of the list. When you are pushing us to be in a position where we're not going to be able to have energy at our fingertips that we are supplying, that we have reliable energy sources, affordable energy sources. When we're not doing this and we have the ability to do it, and we're going outside of that because, climate change, because we've got to tackle this because it's the biggest issue of our lifetime. And I know it's almost hard to say that with a straight face, but that's what we're dealing with. When we are dealing with people who are pushing this agenda and don't care about the consequences like what we are seeing, this is what we get. This is what we get. So when does this change? How is this going to change? What could possibly happen to turn all of this around except for putting us in a position where now we're going to have more people unemployed, that we're going to have small businesses? Well, I mean, some of the talk out there has been 1 out of every 3 small business could shut down, could shutter, because it's the bigger businesses that can take this all on. It's the little guy, the small business that has been the backbone of the country, that has a hard time keeping going. So we're going to have to now see what's next. But don't you worry about it. The administration is on it. And really, who really cares, ultimately? Recession, non-recession. I mean, the language, does it really matter? One very wise reporter, maybe not wise. I really don't know her very well. But here you go. I mean, does it really matter?
You've spent a lot of time in the White House as this week trying to explain why you believe that the U.S. is not definitionally in a recession. But why should the average American who is really concerned about their personal economic situation and their wages aren't increasing as fast as inflation, they're struggling to put food on the table, fill up their tank, why should they care if the U.S. is definitionally in a recession or not?
Right. I mean, everybody sees the pain. We feel the pain. We don't even care if it's a recession, if it's not a recession, if the White House says, hey, listen, it's a recession. Or it's not a recession. Like, does it even matter? The definition. We know what we're feeling. We know whether or not we're paying more at the pump. We know whether or not we're paying more at the grocery store. What is a word? What does it mean?
Yeah, it's a great question. Yeah. It was what I was trying to underscore in terms of where the president really centers on in terms of his economic policy and his economic goals.
Right, he's centered. He is the president of the United States is centered. I mean, there's no doubt that
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to put him.
Yeah. Now, sometimes the center is off a little bit, but he really is centered. He's not centered, and doesn't make a difference. It's just a word. It's nothing to worry about. We can move on from here. All right, we've got more on this. CNN had a couple of experts on who were talking the same way. We shouldn't worry about a recession. No, we're going to be in one. If we're not in one already, and it's not going to get better. It's just going to get worse. Great. Okay. And what's this administration doing? We already know that it's
true international effort to pressure
to the rescue. 239-479-5592 is the Brett AC Talkin' text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. You can go to the website and watch right now. Rumble, the channel, it's up, running. You can go to Drew Steele, the Drew Steele Show or Drew Steele Radio. I don't know, just look up my name there on Rumble. And, of course, on Facebook right now as well. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
After Drew, it's Glenn Beck 9 till noon. You've come to the right place. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along. 92.5 Fox News. Right.
The weather
all
is
along.
hot and the afternoon storms are like clockwork, which means we're well into storm season. Does your current insurance coverage provide the protection you need in the event of severe weather? Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. When it comes to protecting your loved ones and property, consider CIG. We can help evaluate your current coverage and cost. Give my team an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. At Chapman Insurance Group, we can save you money for the same or better coverage in Southwest Florida. Visit a location near you or online at CIGFlorida.com today.
If you're living with chronic joint pain in your knees, hips, lower back, and shoulders, I've got exciting news for you.
Emmett Smith, all-time rushing leader and Hall of Famer.
Now you can get relief from pain without harmful medications and surgery. Call my guys at QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics specializes in biologic therapies that can repair and restore damaged tissue. I'm talking about natural pain treatments now available, not just for pro athletes, but to people like you.
At QC Kinetics, we're seeing patients every day who suffer from chronic joint pain but who desperately wanted to avoid surgery. We're treating joint pain with biologic therapies, regenerative solutions with long-lasting results.
Listen, it's all about getting your life back. Playing touch football with kids, walking upstairs pain-free, getting back on a job, and patients at QC Kinetics are raving about the results.
QC Kinetics. Call to learn more about restorative treatments that can get you back in the game.
Call QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN. QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN.
Smart homeowners know that proper maintenance of their home's AC can save a bundle in the long run. Trust our comfort specialists at 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating to keep your AC running strong. A proactive tune-up can actually help your AC run more efficiently and save you money on your electric bill. Call 855-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
Always on time or you don't pay a dime. Always on time or you don't pay a dime.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
If you're being told no for credit, now is the time for you to come and get it during Naples Nissan's Buy Here, Finance Here Guaranteed Credit Approval Sales Event. Average credit, bad credit, no problem. At Naples Nissan, All you need is an address and proof of income, and just like that, we'll get you approved so you can drive home in a new car today. Go to NaplesNissan.com, pick out your favorite brand new Nissan or your favorite pre-owned vehicle. We've got over 200 to choose from, by the way. Then come see us on Pine Ridge Road for guaranteed credit approval so you can drive it home today. Cars, trucks, SUVs, sports cars, any make and model, they all qualify for a guaranteed credit approval. Don't miss the Buy Here, Finance Here guaranteed credit approval sales event happening right now only at Naples Nissan, and don't be told no again. Final approval for purchase may be subject to down payment requirements. See dealer for details.
Hi, I'm Lori, Ford O'Connell's mom. And I'm Sarah, Ford's wife. We're big believers in family and freedom. You may have seen Ford on Fox News fighting for conservatives. Well, let me tell you personally, no one will fight for you like Ford. I'm proud to call him my husband.
Hi, it's Ford. I'd be nowhere without my family. They've got my back, and I'll have yours as your next state representative, alongside our great governor. Vote Ford O'Connell on August 23rd. Paid for by Ford O'Connell, Republican for state representative.
With kids out of school, friends and barbecues, and all the pool, boat, and beach days, it all makes for a good summer mess. Something Closet Factory has been solving home by home for decades, building completely custom garage wall organizers and summer sport and sand rooms and more, so you and the family can have all the fun that summer holds without tracking it into your home. To check out how fun a more streamlined summer can be, call or visit ClosetFactory.com. Summertime fun. That's how we build it.
This Fox Business Report is presented by the Darda Real Estate Group at dardagroup.com.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Twitter sets a date for a vote. On September 13th, shareholders will weigh in on Elon Musk's $44 billion proposed takeover. Musk is trying to get out of the deal. Economist Nouriel Roubini, who correctly predicted the 2008 financial crisis, believes the U.S. is heading for a deep recession and told Bloomberg TV anyone claiming it will be mild is delusional. The Apollo 11 spaceflight jacket worn by Buzz Aldrin far exceeded expectations when it was sold at auction yesterday for an astonishing $2.8 million. And stocks fell after mixed earnings reports and ahead of tomorrow's interest rate announcement. The Dow lost 228 points. The Nasdaq dived 220. I'm Carmen Roberts. That's your Fox Business Report. Invested in you.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, beat the largest timeshare company in federal court and has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-328-9696. That's 800-328-9696.
There's a reason they call tasteless, stale food leftovers. Feed your brain the right way. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
We want to personally invite you to Duncan's Diamonds to see our beautiful selection of jewelry from the world's leading jewelry designers. Browse modern, vintage, and classic engagement ring styles. Looking for a ring that is truly unique and personal? Or you haven't found exactly what you're looking for? At Duncan's Diamonds, our personal jewelers, goldsmiths, and gemologists can create the perfect one-of-a-kind ring for you at Duncan's Diamonds. With our great financing and layaway plans, we make it easy for you. Visit Duncan's Diamonds today and leave confident you receive the highest quality at the best price. We have an unparalleled passion for bringing you the best in diamonds and jewelry. Best price guarantee, low monthly payments, and an unforgettable experience. All from Duncan's Diamonds. US 41, Gulf Coast Town Center, Naples at Mercado, and Port Charlotte Town Center.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. Most of you know my granddaughter Kaylee, who has been doing commercials with me for 10 years. We laugh when we hear commercials about free air handlers and vacations all over Europe, or maybe even a giant rebate to buy your old air conditioner back. It's just funny. It says that these advertisers think you're that stupid they can give something away for free. It's just crazy. She's only 12 years old, and even she knows better than that. When you call Kobe Cooling, you'll get an honest, NATE certified mechanic who won't try to sell you an air conditioner, he'll fix it. And if you want to go on vacation, by all means, go on vacation. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949.
Hi, I'm Keith, the owner of Storm Shield Windows and Doors in North Fort Myers. And when it comes to hurricane windows and doors, you have two choices, Storm Shield and all the rest. Here's what our client Lauren had to say.
Our windows made a difference in terms of how our house looked. So it looked 30 years old with our old windows. And now that we have our new Storm Shield windows, they look totally different. Our coastal look is coming along. We definitely have other projects to do, but the look alone of these windows has definitely improved our house. We have more energy efficient windows than we had before. It's quiet, and we definitely know in the event of a storm that we're safe and secure.
Storm Shield Windows and Doors reduce the exterior noise by up to 80%, and our clients typically see an average energy savings of 40%. Why choose Storm Shield? Because everyone deserves the best. Call us today at 239-491-7002 or visit stormshieldSWFL.com.
Hello, I'm Brian Resney, president of Resney Wealth Management and host of the Resney Wealth Report and TV show on the weekends. Investors come to my TV and radio shows to learn and to get educated so they can make better decisions about their retirement and their portfolio. What's your risk management strategy? Are you willing to subject your portfolio to another massive decline in a set it and forget it strategy, or are you looking for a difference? Listen to my show Sunday mornings, 10 to noon on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
Find great hires fast with Indeed. Their end-to-end hiring solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all in one same place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Stay right here, because after Drew, it's Glenn Beck, 9 to noon. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along. With Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
A dating site for anti-vaxxers called Unjected had all of its user data exposed online. But don't worry, everyone is doing their own research on how to fix it.
Whatever. All right. So I guess there would be, right? An anti-vaxxer dating site. You probably would. I don't know, Jake, would you get onto an anti-vaxxer website if you were going to go?
Yeah, why not?
Of course, right. Well, of course you would. Look, it's obvious why you would do that. Not just, what were we going to say?
Because half the people that are in my dating pool are progressive and almost said something bad, but yeah.
Okay, right, exactly. You're not going to an anti-vaxxer website necessarily because you're trying to date somebody
with pronouns.
Well, I haven't gotten there yet. Hold on, slow down. You're getting ahead of me. You do it because you know probably if you're somebody that didn't believe or doesn't believe in the vaccine and you end up dating somebody who strongly believes in the vaccine, the date's over.
I mean, I believe in it. It's real.
Right. I mean, it happens. It exists. Right, but the point is that effectively the date's over before it even begins. Like you're not going to be able to have a conversation with somebody about pro versus con when it comes to vaccinations. And so, like a lot of things in life, when you're dating somebody, for example, could you possibly date a liberal if you're conservative? Could you do it? Is it even possible in today's world?
I don't think so.
Right? I don't think you could.
No.
How would the date go?
I have liberal family members who just won't even talk to me just because I work here. So
just because you work here?
Yeah. Hey, I know you're listening. Good morning, guys.
Right, exactly. I can't stand you, and I'll listen to you tomorrow. Yeah, so that's the world that we live in. You probably can't, as much as you would like to. Maybe everything else is working out, and then you get up to the liberal conservative part or the anti-vax part. And next thing you know it's like, all right, we're out. Because as a nation, we're that polarized. What are you going to do? All right, do you want me to get to this right now? I mean, you brought it up. Okay, I was going to wait for a second, but because you brought it up, it's a good thing to know that the Vice President of the United States wants to let everybody know about her pronouns. Did you know that? Because that's where we're going, everybody. You didn't know this, did you? You had no idea.
No, this is a surprise to me.
Here we go.
It's not Kamala. It's not Kamala. It's Kamala. Kamala Harris.
Just combine comma with la, and you get Kamala.
Good afternoon. I want to welcome these leaders for coming in to have this very important discussion about some of the most pressing issues of our time. I am Kamala Harris. My pronouns are she and her. I am a woman sitting at the table wearing a blue suit.
She can't say that.
She just did. She just did.
She's not a biologist. She can't.
She just did. So the vice president introduced herself with pronouns along with what she was wearing during a meeting with disability leaders on reproductive rights. So she has this table that she's at. The cameras are rolling. She's with these leaders. She's getting ready to talk about reproductive rights or the death of the baby, whichever one you want to call it. I mean, it just depends if you want to be realistic or not. Her pronouns are she and her. She's a woman sitting at a table wearing a blue suit. That's a thing, right? I keep forgetting about that. Remember how long ago was it? Remember, Jake, it was last year or the beginning of the year, we played the audio of a meeting with Microsoft. Was it Microsoft? Or who was it? Remember? And there was the two people, and we played that audio, and they said, "Hi, my name is Jill. I'm she, her, and I am wearing a green outfit with blue stripes. I have black hair, and I'm standing." Or so. Remember that?
I do,
oh,
yeah.
Gosh, I got to find that. Can you find that? Let's see if we can find that audio. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember where it was. We'll do our best to try to find that. Because that's a thing, right? The whole talking about I'm looking. No, I don't have it. That's not it. Maybe it wasn't Microsoft. It was somebody else. But the color, like, why do they do that? Do we know? Why does she have to explain to somebody what color dress it is? And the fact that she's sitting at a table. Like, why do we have to have that kind of specifics? The blue dress. I mean, everybody can see she's wearing. I'm trying to remember what it is about the crazy wokeists. Not to be confused with locusts, which biblically kind of all is coming together now. Right. So what is it? It's the wokeists have to, you have to tell them or you have to define what color you're wearing clothing-wise, your hair color, and the fact that you're sitting at a table so that somebody wouldn't do like...
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Like that whole thing, right? So that you don't freak somebody out who's in an audience who's like, no, that's a green dress. You're colorblind. What do you mean I'm colorblind? How dare you call me blind or colorblind? I'm offended. Right? Isn't that what it is? I'm offended, or you've just triggered me because I'm somebody who's colorblind and I can't see the fact that your dress is blue. So I need you to tell me, because if something were to happen and you didn't say that, but then I called the dress green and it was actually blue, you triggered me because I'm colorblind? Is that... Like, I'm trying to unravel all of it, but that's what it is, right? Gosh, was it...
You have to be inclusive or something.
But how is explaining to somebody... I mean, I guess I just explained it. Why is it that she has to say...
Because it's not fair that you don't take into account people who can't see the color blue, Drew.
That's what it is, right?
Yeah, and it's wrong for you to assume that they can. It's wrong.
Yeah. All right. Well,
and it was Microsoft.
So you found it?
You want to hear it? I got it.
Yes. Okay, great.
I'm Natalie Gadilla. I'm a Caucasian woman with long blonde hair, and I go by she, her. I'm a product marketing lead here at Microsoft and co-host of the podcast.
I go by he, him, and I'm a security evangelist here at Microsoft.
My name is Allison Wines. I'm a senior program manager in our developer tools division. I'm an Asian and white female with dark brown hair wearing a red sleeveless top.
And
right, that's so that this didn't just start yesterday. But Kamala Harris is now on the wokest train to where do they go? Clarksville or hell? I don't know, one or the other. I'm not sure where the train goes. But anyway, they're all on the same train. So what else did she have to say there, Kamala Harris?
Night.
It's still going? No, that wasn't her. All right, here we go.
It's 8 minutes long.
All right, it just kept going. All right, so she lets everybody know about her pronouns. She's meeting with disability leaders on reproductive rights. And here's Kamala Harris just doing what she does best. Here we go.
And the act of the United States Supreme Court to take away a constitutional right that had been recognized from the people of America will impact a lot of people and differently in some situations. And we need to be responsive to these issues and also lift up the voices of all people who will be impacted in the way that they will be impacted. So that's why we are convened today. And I will add a couple of points in terms of the direct impact.
So there's the Vice President of the United States who wants to let everybody know that there's a lot of people in different situations. We need to be responsive to the issues and the voices of all people that will be impacted in the way that they will be impacted in. So that's where we're going to talk about the impact of what is being impacted today. Impactfully impacted. How did she get here? How is this possible?
I could tell you.
Well, yeah, I mean, we know how it happened, and we've heard rumors of how it's happened, but we don't need to go into those rumors because it's. Well, I mean, it's okay.
We're already banned from YouTube.
I know. Don't do that. So the Vice President of the United States, who not a whole lot of people want to see as president, and so. What are the chances that Joe Biden might actually be the guy? The guy? Well, again, I don't know how many Democrats are leaning on Joe Biden becoming, once again, the president in 2024. He'll be, 162 years old? I forget how old. He's getting close to, like, biblical age. Like, that kind of thing. We're getting close to those numbers where it's like you only hear about those numbers in the Bible and he's still around. I think, I mean, remember he was with Thomas Edison at the time and explaining to him about the vehicle and liked how it was going and patted him on the back.
He installed one of the first railroads in the West. You know that, right?
Is that who Joe Biden did? Mm-hmm. Is that right? Could be. All right. Not getting a whole lot of love from certain people, like the party.
Tonight, 75%, the vast majority of Democrats, 3 out of 4. Don't want Biden to be their nominee in 2024.
That's gotta hurt. If you're Joe Biden, president of the United States, and you got 872 million people to vote for you in 2020, it's gotta hurt when you are historically low as far as your ranking, your approval rating as president of the United States. You got a party who's 3 out of 4. Like, yeah, is there anybody else? Anybody else out there?
It's not Kamala.
No, not her. Anybody else besides them that we can lean on? So CNN is like, yeah, it's not looking good.
That is according to a new CNN poll. Out front now, David Axelrod, former senior advisor to President Obama.
This ought to be good.
David, I heard that and sort of stopped in my tracks for a second. 3/4 of Democrats don't want the incumbent president to run again. How worried should Biden be right now about that?
How worried should he be? Now, I can't imagine that David Axelrod will be like, there's nothing to worry about. Like, there's nothing tangible out there that would make people believe that the choice that they made was a bad choice, right? Right?
Well, I mean, obviously, this is a very unhappy
bit of data for him, and I'm sure, it is concerning.
Yeah, it's concerning. I guess okay. Jake's rolling his eyes like this is how they spin it. It's just concerning, Jake. That's all. It's just like, some bad numbers. There's nothing that you can look at that would be tangible to lead you to believe that people are making this decision based on anything that's going on in their life. Said nobody, because that's exactly what it is, and everybody knows what's going on. So, not looking good right now for the party. Did we have some numbers? Some other numbers out there about that? Yeah, I guess we'll pull some numbers. I don't know. We'll get to that. All right, let's take a break. 239-479-5592. We might even do some traffic right now. That would be, can we do that? I guess we could. Why not? Again, the Brett AC talk and text line is 239-479-5592. If you want to watch, drewsteele.com up and running, the website, you can watch there. If you want to watch on Rumble, you can go to the channel. If you want to watch on Facebook, Drew Steele Radio, we're there as well. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along with traffic. It's Belinda Post.
In Lee County, Colonial eastbound, Fowler until Veronica Shoemaker, you're moving slow. And then again as you're approaching I-75. Westbound on Colonial, your slowdown starts at Treeline until 75. We also do want to tell you about some striping work going on 9 to 4 today. This on Colonial at State Road 82. We will tell you that while you're Lee Boulevard moving westbound, you are slow until that point. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. Belinda Post, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
Look out for the return of not just some scattered thunderstorms today, but also some Saharan dust set to move back in, leading to a hazy sky. Temperatures will warm to about 94 degrees for a daytime high. We'll see the Saharan dust stick around through Thursday and Friday with just some straight isolated thunderstorm chances where it will be hot with highs remaining in the middle 90s. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
I'm Tiffany Esposito, and I'm running to represent you in the Florida House. Recently, Democrats and Rhino Republicans in Washington, D.C. passed one of the largest gun control bills ever. And of course, President Brandon signed it into law. If you elect me to the Florida House, I will stand up and fight against any and every attempt to take away our Second Amendment rights. And I'll stand with Governor Ron DeSantis in his fight to bring constitutional carry to Florida. I'm Tiffany Esposito. I'm a gun owner, a concealed weapons permit holder, and a candidate for the Florida House. And I believe the Second Amendment should be the only permit we need to carry a gun. Our Constitution is clear when it says shall not be infringed. But unfortunately, the liberal left thinks passing laws that only affect law-abiding citizens will make us safer. But they are dead wrong. I'm Tiffany Esposito, and I'm asking for your vote so I can go to Tallahassee and fight to keep Brandon's policies out of Florida. Paid by Tiffany Esposito, Republican, for Florida House, District 77.
That moment when you realize you have a serious air conditioner issue. A real strip down to your skivvies, no one's sleeping tonight, head in the freezer fail party. But fear not, there's an expert for that.
Let your local experts at Service Experts Heating and Air Conditioning keep you cool. Right now, get an AC tune-up for $39.
Want to chill? There's an expert for that.
Call Service Experts Heating and Air Conditioning at 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
Dear Lee County residents, on August 23rd, you'll elect a new county commissioner due to the passing of Frank Mann. I'm Joseph Gambino, and I'm not a politician. I don't have any special interest to serve on the county commission seat. I always put God, family, and country first. Lee County is one of the fastest growing counties in our nation. I'm committed to keep taxes low and maintain our quality of life. I'll get right to work and tackle the key issues in our county, like rapid development, rising electric rates, supporting small businesses, and water quality. My opponents are wealthy, power-hungry tycoons, one in construction development and the other a serial politician in commercial real estate. I doubt their motives as county commissioner have anything to do with improving life for you or your family. Elect me, and I will owe no favors to anyone except doing what's in the best interest of the residents of Lee County. I will be a commissioner for the people. So, on August 23rd, vote for Joseph Gambino, Lee County Commissioner, District 5. I'm Joseph Gambino, and I approve this message.
All right, it's Dave Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters in Naples. And anytime I have Dave on the phone with me, I know something great is happening. And of course, we've got the new Dreamweaver carpets that we can talk about. And we know the installation time frame very quick, but we also know that there's some other things that are going on with carpets. Tell us a little bit more, Dave.
Yes, Drew, this Dreamweaver carpet, this is the hottest thing since 5-buckle-over shoes. It has a warranty for steps. We stock about 20 rolls of it. You can do the average set of steps for $750 to $850. We can do a remnant in this Dreamweaver for a guest bedroom for around $500. And we can get all these installed in about a week or less.
A week or less. That's what we're talking about. It's nice when you've got a quick turnaround, right?
That's right. Stop in. We don't mess around. We got it, and we'll put it in.
That's great. Now's the time to visit their store at 6281 Naples Boulevard next to Costco or online at floormeisters.com.
An official message from Medicare. Did you know Medicare.gov/care has information about healthcare providers in your area? At Medicare.gov/care, you can find and compare hospitals, doctors, nursing homes, and more. See detailed information on quality of care and how patients rate their experience. Visit Medicare.gov/care today. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the Drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
What's a Choco Taco? Do you have any idea what that is? Why are people making a big deal out of this? Jimmy Fallon did a tribute song to it. It's discontinued. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's Choco Taco.
No, but that doesn't explain anything.
Okay, so it's like the waffle cone, just folded in a taco shell.
All right, so somebody took a waffle cone and folded it, right?
Right, and then they put the ice cream inside the taco. It's got the little chocolate on top and the little sprinkles. And
so basically, it's ice cream. And instead of having
they're not even that good.
Instead of having a waffle cone that would be a traditional, you hold the cone, waffle cone, and you put the ice cream on and the sprinkles. All they did is somebody said, hey, we can make it look like a taco. So they folded it. The waffle cone's folded. They put the ice cream inside of it and the sprinkles on top of it, and there it is.
Boom.
Okay. And they're discontinuing it, and people are beside themselves. Like they're writing songs about it. There are websites.
It's the only way to market now. You got to cancel it first, right? You get rid of it. And then everyone's like, oh, we got to talk about the Choco Taco. And then everyone's like, well, we need it back. They bring it back, and then boom, skyrockets. Sales, boom, through the roof.
Oh, that is
Mexican pizza. They did it to me. They got me. You don't remember? Taco Bell?
Oh, here we go.
Sorry. I'll stop.
So is that what happened? The pizza at Taco Bell, people were up in arms over it, and they got all upset, and then they brought it back, and then skyrocketing. So maybe the Choco Taco, this is just a way. So maybe when Democrats are saying things like, we can't stand Joe Biden and we think he should be tossed out of office and we're not going to vote for him, it's actually a marketing ploy to get more people sympathetic with Joe Biden to up his rating.
Potentially. That actually is pretty accurate.
So basically, Joe Biden is a Choco Taco.
Yeah.
Why not?
Care.
Okay. What?
Care.
Okay, good. No, I'm just trying to put it. Everything has to look. Everything is politics. Life, all of it. Everything comes right back to politics. That's all you need to know. See, it's full circle. That's what we do. Speaking of which, Politico had a Political Morning Consult poll. 2024 Republican primary poll. Most of these polls are meaningless. If you care about the party, you want the best person running. And a lot of times, Politico and others will do polling to try to separate you or to try to get people in the party to kind of smack each other around. And I'm sure that that's why they do things like this poll. In case you're wondering the numbers, Donald Trump 53%, Ron DeSantis 23%, and everybody else is an otherwise. Mike Pence 7%, Ted Cruz 3%, Nikki Haley 2%, Mitt Romney 2%, and Liz Cheney. Like there are There are Mitt Romney and Liz Cheney Republicans out there, and 2%. They're out there in force, or not. So in case you're wondering what the numbers are, and just listen, don't worry about it. Will Donald Trump announce soon that he's going to be running? Probably September. I don't know if we had to take an over-under. September, are we looking at September? I think that's a good bet. I'd say another month from now, he announces. Seems early, but you know what? You get an early start. What is it? The worm. It's the worm in the bird, in the early worm or bird or however it is. 239-479-5592. All right. Some of the other things that we're checking on the headlines right now. Samantha Bee. Speaking of birds and bees, or half of that. Samantha Bee. Do you know who Samantha Bee is? You have no idea. Full Frontal is the name of the program that she had. It's kind of like one of those late night talk show kind of interviews, left leaning, hates Trump, all these things. Okay. She's the one that called Ivanka Trump a feckless, can't use the word, but let's just say it was pretty graphic. That Samantha Bee, yeah, they canceled her show. So Full Frontal is no longer frontal or full, or either one. It's not frontal or full. It's nothing. And so her show's been canceled. She had some pretty epic rants. Fox News had the most unhinged rants, epic blunders from her late night show. TBS announced the cancellation. The left doesn't understand. I don't get it. How could a show that's so groundbreaking be canceled? Some of the things that she did included mocking attendees at CPAC in 2017, talking about one individual with Nazi hair. So here you go again. It's the Nazi thing. Nazis. And had a video narrative about this young man who had a buzz cut on his sides. And turns out that one of the people that she was mocking was a 20-year-old student named Kyle Coddington. He had undergone treatment for brain cancer. But that's okay. Nothing to see here. Everything is fine. Obviously, the Ivanka Trump comment on her being, the expletive that she used, going after Trump on numerous occasions, probably for ratings, because anytime you mention Trump and you're a lefty, you're pretty much unhinged, and so you're tuning in because that's what you do. There's a lot of things that they brought up. Fox is bringing up. Human Rights Foundation accuses Samantha Bee of whitewashing Rwanda's dictatorial regime. She suggests that Hope Hicks is going to hell, saying you help burn down democracy and then use the B word. There's all kinds of stuff that you don't even care about because she's gone. So a lefty will no longer be on the airwaves. But doesn't matter. There's plenty of time for somebody to spill that space, to spill the space, or to fill the space, or to fill the void, or spill the void, however you want to put it. How do I know? Because this just in. Let me try this again. This just in.
Breaking news.
A bombshell. Chris Cuomo's got a new gig. Yep. Come on. Do you think that old lefties just go away? Do you think that people like Chris Cuomo, lying Chris Cuomo, Fredo Cuomo is going to go away? No, he's got a new primetime slot. That's right. He's back, everybody. Okay.
92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
You'd think an Army veteran with a military career including multiple combat deployments throughout the Middle East would be a great American. And you'd be right. But Joe Vanderbosch also happens to be a great dentist. An Army veteran of 8 years, Dr. Joe now makes his home in Southwest Florida, where his wife Sarah grew up.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch, Freedom Dental on Metro Parkway in Fort Myers. In the Army, I received extra training in order to provide dental care in virtually any condition. That's why I can manage many dental treatments without the need to refer to a specialist. I served my country proudly for 8 years. Now I want to serve you and your dental needs. Special discounts for former and active military without dental insurance.
Dr. Vanderbosch provides emergency care and is now accepting new patients for cleaning, extractions, crowns, implants, and more. Find them online at freedomdentalfortmyers.com. That's freedomdentalfortmyers.com. Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch. Go to freedomdentalfortmyers.com.
Chevy showroom, Marty.
Hey, Marty, you ready for adventure?
Not really.
Well, during Victory Lane Chevrolet's summer adventure sale,
look, I got
you can drive a new Chevy and make no payments till fall.
Fall?
As in autumn.
Okay.
September.
I got it.
Or you can drive a new Equinox for $349 a month with no money down and no first payment.
No money?
Zip, zilch, zero dinero.
Look, I know what zero means, okay?
I'm sure you do. You're used to having zero customers in your showroom. Hello. During the summer adventure sale at Victory Lane Chevrolet, lease a new 2022 Chevy Equinox LS, only $349 a month with zero down and no first payment. Plus, bring us your trade and get an additional $1,000 off any in-stock vehicle. Victory Lane Chevrolet, on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads online at victorylanechevrolet.com.
36-month lease, 0 down, 10K miles per year. Must have current lease and household. Taxes and fees extra. Rebates to dealer. No payments for 90 days. Must finance with Kim Financial. Offers with approved credit. Not all offers combined.
Even the left speaker sounds right when you're listening to 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
Former President Trump under criminal investigation. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, The Washington Post, and others report the Justice Department's probing his conduct around the Capitol riot and Trump attempts to overturn the election, which he still claims was stolen from him.
And you know what? That's going to be a story for a long time. What a disgrace it was.
The former president told that to a conservative group in his first trip back to Washington since leaving office.
Never forget, everything this corrupt establishment is doing to me is all about preserving their power and control over the American people.
Now to the investigation in President Biden's son Hunter's business dealings. Republicans claim whistleblowers have come forward saying the FBI is trying to undermine the case.
Ranking Senate Judiciary Committee member Chuck Grassley, who wrote to Attorney General Merrick Garland and FBI Director Christopher Wray about the whistleblower complaints, saying, quote, the allegations provided to his office appear to indicate that there was a scheme in place among certain FBI officials to undermine derogatory information connected to Hunter Biden by falsely suggesting it was disinformation.
Fox's Brooke Singman. The Federal Reserve could take action again today that'll cost us more getting loans or paying credit card debt.
The central bank is likely to raise its benchmark interest rate by 0.75 of a percentage point as they did in June, or they could perhaps hike rates by a larger full percentage point in an effort to tackle hot inflation running at a 4-decade high.
That's Fox's Hillary Barsky. A lot of Americans were watching and hoping last night.
Our first winning number tonight is 29. That's followed by 63. Up next, we have 66. Your next number is 7, and your final white ball number for this Tuesday evening is 60. Now for the Mega Ball number, that's 15.
Well, we were all disappointed. None of us had all those numbers. So Mega Millions turns into Mega Billion. The jackpot now slightly over $1 billion for Friday, the 4th largest U.S. lottery prize ever. America's listening to Fox News.
This Fox News update is presented by Freedom Dental of Fort Myers. Online at freedomdentalftmyers.com.
Wink News, traffic.
In Lee County, we want to tell you about a crash. Daniels at Goldenwood. We're seeing a big slowdown. This at Tree Line. We're also seeing a slowdown westbound on Daniels as you pass by JetBlue. So, westbound drivers, 82-275. This will take you 11 minutes. Plan for that. In Collier County, we still have that crash working Collier Boulevard at Davis. You see a slight slowdown for our southbound drivers. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. Belinda Post, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
More scattered thunderstorms return for today, especially in the afternoon. Look out for some heavy rain and frequent lightning. One of the things we'll also see move in today is the return of some Saharan dust. Look for a hazier sky thanks to Saharan dust moving through. The temperature is set to top back off near 94 degrees. That Saharan dust plume sticks around as we into Thursday and Friday. That's ultimately going to lead to lower rain chances. Tomorrow, a mainly dry day with just a stray storm, hazy and hot with a high of 96 degrees for Thursday, 95 on Friday with just some isolated afternoon thunderstorms in the forecast. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Does 92.5 Fox News have a live stream? You bet. Go to rightallalong.net.
My name is Sam Fisher.
I'm a father, businessman, and conservative candidate for the Lee County School Board. Like many of you, I was enraged when I found out our school board had secretly passed policies allowing boys and girls to share bathrooms and locker rooms. I was furious when they forced our kids to sit in masks all day long. And I was livid when the demands of hundreds of parents were repeatedly ignored by a school board beholden to a woke liberal agenda. As a father of 3 small children, nothing is more important than school safety. Yet again, our current liberal board has ignored the will of the parents and refused to implement the Guardian program that would add an additional layer of security to our schools. I'm Sam Fisher. I'm running for Lee County School Board to be the voice of parents and taxpayers. I'm running to put our children's safety and educations first. I'm a father, businessman, and a conservative. I'm Sam Fisher, and I'm asking for your vote for the Lee County School Board. Paid by Sam Fisher for Lee County School Board District 1.
Earth movers, aerial lifts, compaction and concrete equipment, forklifts, telehandlers, and a whole lot more. When your equipment breaks down, Skyworks Expert Service will get your construction equipment back on the job fast. With locations in Fort Myers and Sarasota, Skyworks' team of factory-trained technicians and parts experts are ready to handle all your construction equipment repair needs. Call 877-601-5438 or visit skyworksllc.com. Skyworks Equipment Rental, building America from the ground up.
You insure your house, your car, your life. Why not insure your retirement plan? Most of you have suffered considerable volatility in your retirement plans. A 13% bonus and a 7% roll-up guarantees you a first-year increase of 20.9%. At age 65, that would provide you a guaranteed lifetime income of 6.22%, which includes a no medical exam home health care doubler. Call Retirement by Design at 249-8888. That's 249-8888.
Looking for a reputable HVAC service provider? 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating of Naples provides a high level of service and value to our clients. To learn more, visit onehourairnaples.com or call 855-1HOUR.
Why does Comcast Business power more businesses than any other provider? It has technology solutions that put you ahead, plus the fastest, reliable network and serious savings. Whether your small business is starting or growing, you need Comcast Business. Powering possibilities. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary.
I'm Stuart Duncan from Duncan's Diamonds, and I want to be sure you're given the best prices on fine jewelry and diamonds. Other jewelers don't like me. Why? Because we offer better prices and a superior experience. If you go to Tiffany's, you're going to get a great product, but pay 2 to 3 times what it's really worth. If you go to a chain store, you're going to get something that's really cheap and bad quality. Don't settle for high prices, low quality, and a bad experience. Buy real jewelry from me, Stuart Duncan, a real jeweler. The love of your life will really be proud to know that their diamond came from Duncan's Diamonds. Your true love deserves the best. And at Duncan's Diamonds, we will not be undersold by anyone, anytime, anywhere, and I will make sure that you can count on it. Duncan's Diamonds. It's worth the drive for the best prices on diamonds and fine jewelry.
4 great locations. US 41, Gulf Coast Town Center, Naples at Mercado, and Port Charlotte Town Center.
We believe in better. A better way to invest, a better way to serve you, and a better result. We can help you determine how much risk you're taking, red flags that could be potential problems for you, how much you're paying in fees or commissions, potential tax liability, or even how to address Social Security.
Tune in to WealthWorks Radio with Eric Carney every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do. And
thank you for giving us a voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic. I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
Educating us.
Standing up for conservatism.
Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
I still don't understand why this president is doing some of the things that he's doing, including now we come to find out we're going to sell more barrels of oil from our strategic petroleum reserve. That's not true, is it? Like, all right, well, we'll get to that coming up in just a bit. Coming up at 7:35, Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond's going to join us. We'll talk a little bit of some stuff that's going on in the locale of Lee County. That's just a weird way of saying that. Sorry. I've been gone for feels like forever. What was it? Was it 10 days that I was gone? I don't even know how many days I've been away from Southwest Florida. Longer than that, but been off the air for about 10 days. And lot of people were asking. It wasn't a vacation. And I kind of owe it to you an explanation as to where I've been. And so I'll have that coming up next hour. I'll let you know, just because we're family, and I'll let you know exactly what's happening, so you know. And I appreciate everybody filling in. Mike Opelka, who's amazing. Doug Collins yesterday. Thank you so much for filling in this past week. I do appreciate it. Next week, we're going to be in Dallas. We're going to be at CPAC, so we're looking forward to that with some great guests. And you'll be able to watch, as you can watch right now, at drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. You can go there. Obviously, you can go to Rumble, our channel there. You can also go to Facebook for the time being at Drew Steele Radio. And who knows what other places will pop up along the way. All right. Yep. It's apparently true that the Biden administration now is getting ready to sell what appears to be 20 million barrels of oil out of the strategic oil reserve. Now, why are we? What are we doing here? Why would we be doing this? Why do we continue to do this? Why are we taking our resources, one that we filled while prices were low, thanks to the former president of the United States, keeping that filled at a great price, and now we're going to have to reload sooner or later at a price that is not exactly the best price. In the meantime, when is that going to happen, considering that we're just selling to others, giving to others what should be ours? Good question. Maybe something that we should continue to bring up during the election cycle of 22 and 24, as we get closer to what will be, hopefully, a landslide election coming up. A lot of people still leaning that way. Democrats, what is going on with them? It is not looking pretty. Some of what we're hearing, the numbers that are out there right now for Democrats are just awful. What do we have? Do we have some of those numbers? Oh, they had a poll, the first 24 poll of New Hampshire, and a lot of that coming out. Ron DeSantis, the talk about whether or not he's going to run, whether or not you're going to have Donald Trump coming in early, maybe in September, the possibility there that is happening. But they did a 24 New Hampshire Democrat primary just to see how things are going. And it's the 24 numbers. The official polling from the state shows that in 2024, you have, are you ready for this? Pete Buttigieg at 17%, Joe Biden at 16%, Elizabeth Warren at 10%, Gavin Newsom at 10%, Klobuchar's at 9%. You have Bernie Sanders at 8% and Vice President Harris at 6%. So you have the incumbent vice president is drawing 6% support. Pete Buttigieg leads the pack with 17%, and the president not even managing to take first place. Hey, is that a good thing or a bad thing if you're a Democrat? Like, how are you feeling about that? Members of the party, Cori Bush, Missouri Democrat Congresswoman, didn't want to have a discussion about Joe Biden as it was brought up. Cori Bush, someone who is part of the AOC, Ilhan Omar wing of the Democrat Party, which is pretty much the party itself. I mean, if we're going to be honest about it, the huge lefty wing of the party. And while she's being interviewed, a simple question:
do you want to see Joe Biden run for a second term? She's got to go. Yeah, that's an easy question. That's not going to take long. Do you want to see Joe Biden run?
I don't want to answer that question because we have not. That's not. Yeah, I don't want to answer that question.
Okay.
I mean, he's the president, and he has the right to run for a second term. Absolutely. That's,
but
I don't want to. I don't want. I'd rather you not do that. Answer.
You got like 2 minutes to be in the car.
Yeah, I know. I got to get to the.
Well, thanks very much.
Yeah, she's got to go. I got to go. Listen, I'm glad you're asking the question. Thanks for asking the question. It's nice that you're asking the question, but I got to go. I can't really. Yeah. So Democrats across the board, not exactly on fire, if you will, for Joe Biden and support. Even Chuck Schumer was asked about this.
Do you believe President Biden should run for a second term?
I have said if he runs, I'll support him. Yes.
Yeah. Next question. Look, if he's running, I'm going to support him. What's my choice? If he runs, there's not much that you can do. I'll support him. So there's a lukewarm at best Chuck Schumer on Joe Biden running. So even you've got Chuck Schumer, lukewarm. You got Cori Bush and others, AOC, Ilhan Omar, who are like, they don't want to say anything. And so you've got a party that is in disarray, no doubt. And the numbers are not looking good. And the feeling across the country, not good. And it's all because it's tangible. It's all the things that we can see and we feel and we know. And there's no way around it. And there was that weird, do I have the audio of this? Did you see this weird clip of Joe Biden? So Joe Biden did this kind of rant about police and keeping America safe and AR-15s and assault weapons and all of these different things. And he did this, I don't know what it was. I guess he was talking at the White House about all of these things, but it wasn't convincing enough a performance for his handlers, who said, we've got to do something else. And so yesterday, the official Twitter account of the president puts out, I guess, a picture and then this clip, a live stream, where his eyes were like gaping, like just wide open. You know, usually Joe Biden's eyes are kind of squinty and old and can't really see. And, you know, he's got that whole kind of
true international level depression
thing going on. And so then they're like, well, no. Let's do this heavily edited video. And I know you can't see it.
Then on January 6th, we relied on law enforcement to save our democracy. We saw what happened. The Capitol Police, the D.C. Metropolitan Police, other law enforcement agencies were attacked and assaulted before our very eyes, speared, sprayed, stomped on, brutalized, and lives were lost. And for 3 hours...
I gotta stop. You gotta go and see, and maybe we'll put it up someplace where you can see this video if you can. Maybe if you ask for it, just text us 239-479-5592. I'll have Jake just send you the tweet so you can see his eyes. It's not normal. Something's wrong. It's really weird. He didn't blink. It was 42 seconds before he blinks. Is that even, can people do that? Can you physically not blink for 42 seconds?
Babies do, I think. I think they blink like 5 or 6 times in an hour. So that's crazy.
He went a full 42 seconds without blinking. And the whole time he's reading off a teleprompter. How do they do that? How's that possible? I guess if you're Joe Biden, maybe it's not impossible. Because, well, there's probably something there to discuss. Might have something to do with, maybe it's just the COVID. Maybe getting over COVID, your eyes get full of juicy kind of oily stuff. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know how you not blink for 42 seconds while you're reading off a teleprompter. It's even just you thinking about it right now, about not blinking for 42 seconds, you'll blink. Just thinking about the fact that you didn't blink or you right, you can't do it. You got to have. It's like one of those Bugs Bunny cartoons, right? Or what is that? Or the Flintstones, where they put like sticks in your eyes, like toothpicks. Right? Wasn't there a Flintstones episode where they stuck like toothpicks in Fred Flintstone's eyes because they had to keep him awake because they thought that there was. I remember as a kid. There was a Flintstones episode where they stuck toothpicks in his eyes. They were trying to keep him awake because they thought he had some rare disease, and it turned out he was just tired. He didn't get any sleep, but he didn't have some rare kookaburra disease or something like that. It was a weird, it was a bird. Was it a bird flu? Did it come from a bat? Was the Flintstones ahead of its time?
Yabba dabba doo.
I don't know what it was. Hey, speaking of Joe Biden, nothing to see here. Remember when President of the United States at the time, Donald Trump, was doing an interview with Leslie Stahl, and they were sitting down and they were talking about the fact that, man, I wish you would interview me the way you, or interview Biden the way you interview me because, of all the wrongdoings.
I wish you would interview Joe Biden like you interview me. It would be so good. You know what?
You like this, I thought. I thought you liked
I don't mind it. But when I watch him walk out of a store and he's walking with an ice cream, and the question the media asks him, what kind of ice cream, what flavor ice cream do you have? And he's in the midst of a scandal.
He's not.
And he's taking,
He's
of course
not.
he is,
No.
Leslie.
Come on.
Of course he is. It's the biggest, second biggest scandal.
So-
the biggest scandal was when they spied on my campaign. They spied on my campaign,
There's no
Leslie.
real evidence of that.
Of course there is.
No.
It's all over the place. Leslie,
Sir,
they spied on my campaign and they got caught.
Can I say something? This is 60 Minutes, and we can't put on things we can't
No,
verify.
you won't put it on because it's bad for Biden.
We can't
Look, let
put
me tell
on
you.
things we can't verify.
Leslie.
Yeah, that was in October of 2020. Remember that whole thing? Turns out that if you remember at the time, that whole interview, Joe Biden's in the midst of this scandal with federal authorities investigating his son and brother and their foreign business dealings and potential money laundering. Listen, the media has known about Joe Biden and the family and the Biden crime family, if you will, for a very, very long time. And all the things that they have done up to this point to keep all of that under wraps. And how deep that goes. How deep that goes. And the question becomes, how is all of this going to turn around? How many other things does the FBI and did the FBI know about the Biden family and the things that they were doing, and what kind of help behind the scenes were they giving the Bidens, Joe Biden specifically, to become president of the United States and to keep a lot of what was going on with Hunter out of the headlines? Well, we come to find out in the past couple of days and weeks that, yeah, there was a lot of that going on. We come to find out yesterday, Jerry Dunleavy over at the Washington Examiner, the FBI analyst accused of wrongly labeling evidence about Hunter Biden as disinformation. Remember that story we just talked about? We had an FBI analyst, wrongly labeled verified evidence as disinformation because of that whistleblower. Democrats love whistleblowers unless they're whistleblowing against Democrats and Joe Biden and others. Then it's like, hey, we're not really big on whistleblowers. Agents investigating Biden's son opened an assessment which was used by an FBI headquarters team to improperly discredit negative Hunter Biden information as disinformation and caused investigative activity to cease. That was Chuck Grassley who revealed this claim. And apparently Chuck Grassley's got the goods. He knows exactly what was going on, and he has the evidence to support all of this. The FBI supervisory intelligence agent, Brian Auten, opened in August of 2020 the assessment that was later used by the agency. According to the disclosures, one of the whistleblowers claimed the FBI assistant special agent in charge of the Washington Fieldhouse, Timothy Thibault, shut down a line of inquiry into Hunter Biden in October 2020. October 2020. That was right at the time I just played that interview right there. Huh. Despite some of the details being known to be true at the time, CBS News knew exactly, 60 Minutes knew what was going on with Hunter Biden. They knew all the evidence that was out there. They knew everything, and they were helping along with others to shut it all down. Now we come to find out, these names sound awfully familiar. The FBI analyst accused of wrongly labeling evidence about Hunter Biden as disinformation, Brian Auten, now has been linked to special counsel John Durham's upcoming trial? FBI supervisory intelligence agent Brian Auten opened in August 2020 the assessment that was later used by the agency. He also interviewed Igor Danchenko, the alleged main source for British ex-spy Christopher Steele's discredited dossier. The Bureau agent was the unnamed, quote, supervisory intel agent identified in Inspector General Michael Horowitz's report on foreign intelligence surveillance acts. Wait, what? Danchenko, a Russian-born lawyer, was charged with 5 counts of making false statements to the FBI, which Durham says he made about information he provided to Steele for his dossier. Auten was among the FBI employees who interviewed him in January 17 when Danchenko undercut collusion claims. Do you see how dirty and deep the FBI right now is, and all the tentacles and all of the things and the people surrounding all of what has been cover-ups and going after a former president? I mean, either Chuck Grassley has the goods or he doesn't. And this is what you need to know before we go to break. And Jake, we're getting ready to go to break right now. And it's this. Two things you need to know. Either Chuck Grassley has nothing, and he's talking all about this because he just wants to add fuel to the we can't stand Joe Biden fire that is doing it to itself because of all the tangible things that we see every day with fuel prices and food prices and the concerns about recessions and the concerns about paying bills and jobs and where we're going to go next and security of this country and a border that is wide open. Or Chuck Grassley has the goods on all of this. And the only way that any of this is going to see the light of day and do something with regard to going after those that perpetrated all of this is to win big in 22 and to be able to have the ability to set up commissions, set up committees, to be able to go after those that are trying to go after others, and finally put a stop to all of this. And the question becomes, will we get that kind of power in 22, thanks to your vote? And will Republicans do anything? Or will they just be the same wishy-washy Republicans they've always been? Oh, we don't want to get too carried away. Oh, we don't want people to hate it. No. Don't worry about what other people think. Get to the truth. 239-479-5592. Let's take a break. Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond next. It's Daybreak 92.5. Fox News right all along.
Joe Biden's plan for America? Recycled leftovers. Time for some right thinking. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hi, I'm Keith, the owner of Storm Shield Windows and Doors in North Fort Myers. And when it comes to hurricane windows and doors, you have two choices: Storm Shield and all the rest. Here's what our client Lauren had to say.
I work from home, so my home is also my office. And when I'm working, especially since my office is in the back room, I get all of the daytime sunshine. When I'm sitting in my office, I can tell the heat of the day is coming in because it's coming in through my old windows. So one of the benefits I experience directly, day in and day out, is having cooler temperatures in my room as a result of getting Storm Shield windows. My old windows, the heat came in, the room got hot, my air conditioning continued to work harder, and now we don't have any of that.
Storm Shield's windows and doors reduce the exterior noise by up to 80%, and our clients typically see an average energy savings of 40%. Why choose Storm Shield? Because everyone deserves the best. Call us today at 239-491-7002 or visit stormshieldSWFL.com.
How do you beat the heat in Florida? With a cool new ride that's certified. Hurry to your #1 certified pre-owned dealers, Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. During the Drive Certified Sales Event, you get huge discounts on our huge inventory. Over 200 new vehicles in stock with more and more on the way. Reserve yours now. And to make it easy to drive a nicer, newer vehicle, get up to $8,000 over book value for your trade. So if your old car is worth only $2,000, you get $10,000. If it's worth $10,000, you get $18,000. Click SutherlandNissanBuysIt.com to see how much you'll get. All Sutherland certified vehicles cost thousands less than new and come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Get up to $8,000 more for your trade. Save thousands paying less. Save hundreds in repairs. That's how you beat the heat. All offers end Monday. Rush to Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral now. Your used car megastore online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much. See dealer for details.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau. You can count on us for great service. You can count on us to get it done. You can count on us for a price that's fair. The quality is second to none. For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Chevy showroom. Marty.
Hey, Marty, you ready for adventure?
Not really.
Well, during Victory Lane Chevrolet's Summer Adventure Sale,
Look,
you can drive a new Chevy and make no payments till fall.
Fall?
As in autumn.
Okay.
September.
I got it.
Or you can drive a new Equinox for $349 a month with no money down and no first payment.
No money?
Zip, zilch, zero dinero.
Look, I know what zero means, okay?
I'm sure you do. You're used to having zero customers in your showroom. Hello. During the Summer Adventure Sale at Victory Lane Chevrolet, lease a new 2022 Chevy Equinox LS, only $349 a month with zero down and no first payment. Plus, bring us your trade and get an additional $1,000 off any in-stock vehicle. Victory Lane Chevrolet, on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads online at victorylanechevrolet.com. 36 monthly, zero down, 10K miles per year. Must have current lease and household. Taxes and fees extra. Rebates to dealer. No payments for 90 days. Must finance with Jim Financial. Offers with approved credit. Not all offers combined.
Hey everybody, it's DJ Bugsy Bugs coming at you live from the studio. We heard a lot of people talking about that last National Exterminators commercial, so we made a brand new one just for you, featuring my son, Bugsy Jr. Bugsy, tell him what's going on.
Okay, Dad. Ahem. Do my best, I'll see you later. I call National Exterminators. For the 46 bucks they get all $1 cent bucks. 24946 no buck.
At National Exterminators, we have a lot of fun making these silly commercials, but what we take very seriously is taking excellent care of you and all of your pest control needs.
So call the boys at National Exterminators at 23946 no buck, or visit them online at pestcontrolmadeeasy.com for all your pest control needs. Bugs, termites, rodents, and even attic insulation. Better service, better prices,
and no contracts.
At Cool Today, we've been keeping our customers cool since 1963. When your AC is broken, you don't want to wait for service, and you shouldn't. With our same-day comfort guarantee, we promise to be there within 4 hours or your service call is free. Our techs are ready to serve you now, guaranteed. We drive mobile warehouses, and we fix 95% of all AC problems on the same day. If your AC is broke, don't wait. We guarantee we'll be there within 4 hours. Visit CoolToday.com to book now.
CoolToday.com. This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News. Traffic.
Just in Punta Gorda, we've got a vehicle crash with injuries. This Harbor View Road at Rio de Janeiro, there's an unknown roadblock, so go ahead and proceed with caution. We also do want to tell you about that Collier County crash, Davis and Collier. We've got a southbound slowdown in that area. And then in Fort Myers, we do have that crash working, Daniels at Goldenwood. We also have our regular westbound Colonial slowdown right around the interstate. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. Belinda Post, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
More scattered thunderstorms return for today, especially in the afternoon. Look out for some heavy rain and frequent lightning. One of the things we'll also see move in today is the return of some Saharan dust. Look for a hazier sky thanks to Saharan dust moving through, with temperatures set to top back off near 94 degrees. That Saharan dust plume sticks around as we enter Thursday and Friday. That's ultimately going to lead to lower rain chances. Tomorrow, a mainly dry day with just a stray storm, hazy and hot with a high of 96 degrees for Thursday, 95 on Friday with just some isolated afternoon thunderstorms in the forecast. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Keeping it right here. We're 92.5 Fox News. And we've been right all along.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom, too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
Our kids can't vote, but you can. I'm Denise Nystrom for Lee County School Board District 6. Everyone votes for me in District 6. As a former assistant superintendent of schools, I am not happy with our education system. I have attended all school board meetings, and with my skill set, I can hit the ground running. School board elections are critical. If we want our country back, we take our children back. I have the right credentials. I am the right choice. Vote August 23rd for Denise Nystrom. Paid for by Denise Nystrom for Lee County School Board District 6.
Hey, it's Tim Cooper with Health Plan Network. I can't help with gas prices or rising inflation, but I can help you lower your cost of health insurance. Are you tired of paying all of your medical expenses out of pocket because you never meet your deductible? Well, my Freedom of Choice plan puts most of your coverage up front, where you only meet a deductible if you go into a hospital. You pick your doctors, and it's 30 to 60% lower cost than Obamacare. This plan is available all year round, so there's no reason to wait. You can change now. If you're paying for your own health insurance, you're uninsured, or your employer coverage is just too expensive, call me, Tim Cooper. It just takes a few minutes at 239-268-6712. That's 239-268-6712. Or go to healthplannetwork.net. That's healthplannetwork.net. And we can custom design a plan that's managed by you, not the government.
Here's the lowdown on lowering bad cholesterol from Leqvio. Lowering bad cholesterol is hard, but you could do hard. You lived through 5 fad diets, 11 sleep training nights, 9 mediocre middle school recitals, 1 heart attack. And with Leqvio, you can lower your bad cholesterol and keep it low with 2 doses a year after 2 starter doses. Prescription Leqvio and Glycerin is given by a doctor for people with known heart disease on a statin with diet who need more help lowering bad cholesterol. Common side effects are injection site reaction, joint pain, urinary tract infection, diarrhea, chest cold, pain in legs or arms, and shortness of breath. Results may vary. Learn more at Leqvio.com or call 1-833-537-8462. Ask your doctor about Leqvio. That's Leqvio. Lower, longer, Leqvio.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Our team can help you understand your legal options after an accident. We will file your claim and fight for the full compensation you deserve. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it. Guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at gooddealsappliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Fox News listeners, Saturday morning is the perfect time to talk boats and water fun in Southwest Florida. This is Adam Botana again from Baywater Sousa Boat Club. Join us every Saturday morning from 7 to 8 for the Baywater Boat Club Hour. We talk boats, fishing, boating hotspots, water quality, on top of Jake the Millennial and I just having fun on the radio. And if you don't have a boat, Baywater Sousa Boat Club has got you covered. Just call me, Adam, at 239-495-0455.
Have lunch with Clay and Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
All right, 239-479-5592. That is the Brett AC Talkin' text line streaming live. DrewSteele.com, the website, Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching, subscribing to the channel on Rumble, and we're there on Facebook, by the way, if you want to watch it, Drew Steele Radio as well. I just noticed this before we get to Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond. This just, didn't just pop up. I just noticed that I half joked about the Choco Taco story. Remember, Jake, we were talking about that, the Choco Taco? And it's Red State had an article. I didn't read it. I'm just looking at the headline. It says, as America absorbs the bad news, we ask, which Biden killed the Choco Taco, Joe or Jill? What? A beloved national dessert is meeting its demise. Laying the blame for it will require some analysis. And but I had no idea. It's been out since the 80s. So a Choco Taco existed in 1984. And people have been, what's going on here? How is it possible that a frozen dessert could just disappear after 40 years? And then they started to go into like joking around. Is it Was it Joe's problem? Did Joe Biden cause this because of inflation, supply chain restrictions? Is that what happened here? Is it because of his love for ice cream that people started to back away from ice cream? Because if Joe's associated with ice cream, you don't want to wake up one day and all of a sudden you're like, and it's because of the Choco Taco. Who knows, right? Or was it Jill and First Lady Jill Biden and the comments about the tacos that she made, what was it, last week or whatever it was? Did she ruin it for tacos across the world? The food tacos, and right? So
there's a deeper rooted problem here that I think is like a societal problem.
And what's that?
People don't care about stuff until it's gone.
Yeah, that's true. Either they don't care about it until it's gone, or to your point, and maybe we'll ask Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond on this, who's joining us right now on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, something that we're talking about that he didn't know we were going here, but being that he's on the air with us right now, he's got no choice. That it's a great marketing ploy. That maybe sales of Choco Taco were like, Joe Biden's approval ratings. And the only way to get it back up to respectability and people to start buying it is to make it seem as if after 40 years, it's gone. That's what's happening, right?
Yeah, good morning, Drew. I think that that's a great theory. Absolutely. I remember when I was a kid, Taco Bell started selling the Choco Taco as a dessert for a while.
They
and
did?
I thought that was, yeah, oh yeah. It was the coolest thing to get a dessert at Taco Bell, and it was a Choco Taco. And I mean, if you haven't had one, if you've had that like Sundae cone, or maybe they call them the King cone at the ice cream truck, it's like a sugar cone with vanilla ice cream and then like some chocolate frozen on top of that with some little peanuts sprinkled on it.
Mm-hmm.
So the Choco Taco was the same thing, except the cone was just shaped like a taco shell filled with vanilla ice cream in the middle, and then had the chocolate on top of it with the nuts sprinkled on it. And it was great. That was always my favorite thing to order at the ice cream truck as a kid. So yeah, I went for the Choco Taco when it was on the menu. I had no idea it was still being made. So yeah, you're right. This is a great marketing ploy.
Jake,
you're an expert. I didn't know.
You didn't know that he was such an expert, right?
No idea.
Jake was the one that brought up the point that it's a great marketing ploy to get people to buy it, which might be why so many people are talking about Joe Biden negatively, because maybe negative publicity is good publicity for him. And then Democrats will be like, oh, no, poor Joe. Let's get his ratings back. No, it's not going to happen. Maybe that's not a...
Yeah, I became a real expert in junk food early on in my life, and it led to me getting over 300 pounds, and then we lost all that by switching back to healthier stuff.
You were over 300 pounds, really?
I was. Back in 2018, I lost 90 pounds by switching to really just protein and vegetables in my diet. So just meat and vegetables, dropped all the junk food, and it's amazing. And so I've been able to keep it off since 2018. But, the pandemic, like it was for everybody, a little hard. About 20 pounds came back on. So we got to get disciplined again and get that back off.
Yeah. Well, I'm watching Jake just jive into a Slim Jim like it's the only food he's had in 3 days right now as we speak. I'm just free. He wanted me to tell everybody. Go ahead, Jake. Tell everybody what your breakfast is right now. Go ahead. Tell them what the two things you bought for breakfast.
Okay,
Here we
so
go. And then we're moving on.
I got hot and spicy fried pork rinds, and then Slim Jim, just a regular Slim Jim.
Okay, so you laugh, but that's actually a really low carb breakfast. I mean, it's processed.
He doesn't need low carbs. He needs protein, energy, and he needs real food. He's not overweight in any way, shape, or form. He doesn't have to worry about carbohydrates. He needs some good quality food. And I'm not, listen, if you're somebody that's selling, I'm not saying pork rinds are not a tasty treat, but in the pantheon of things that are going to make me healthy, I'm not sure that it's in the top 5.
You'd be surprised. I'm telling you, when you go low carb like I did, you actually replace potato chips with pork rinds because they're protein. They're not. They're very low carb and they're crunchy. And that's the hardest thing about going low carb. And I can't believe we're talking about this so long. We're not. Right. It's the hardest thing about going low carb. You miss the crunch.
Yeah, we're done. Okay, we're moving on.
Okay.
All right, Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond. Here we go. What's going on right now with property taxes? Let's talk about that here.
Well, it's time to get practical, right, and talk about property taxes because the commission gets back in session on August 1st here. So we're rolling again, and the first thing we got to do is we got to set that property tax rate for next year so that we can get what's called the truth and millage notice out. That's basically the notice that shows you what happened to your property values last year, what property rates all of your taxing entities in Lee County are going to propose. And so when you get this notice, look for it in the mail, especially if you're a homeowner or own any kind of property in Lee County. You're going to want to see what's happening to your taxes. And you're going to see on this notice 14 different lines potentially of different taxing entities that charge you property taxes. One thing you should know about the Lee County Commission is we only control 3, maybe 4 of those lines. The rest of them are set up and controlled by other entities. So you're going to have your county taxes, your school taxes, you're going to have other taxes from different special districts like your fire. And if you live in a city, your city's going to charge you taxes. The county doesn't control any of those. The 4 that you want to look out that your county commissioners control are the Lee County General Revenue Fund. That pays for your stuff like your ambulance and your sheriff's office, your clerk, your supervisor of elections, your property appraiser and tax collector's office, all the countywide stuff. And then we also have a Lee County All Hazards Fund, which that's going to help us clean up if we get hit by a hurricane or a major disaster. And then we have a countywide library district too, to promote the countywide library system. So that's kind of what we're in control of. We are working very hard to keep your tax rates low. I think one of the biggest things that all of the commissioners are cognizant of is just all the price increases that people are facing in their everyday life right now.
And you too, right? I mean, you've got to deal with all of this. So what about that?
Yeah, so last year we were actually able to lower those tax rates, and we lowered them so low that it offset your gain in property values last year. So really you were paying the same money out of pocket last year for the 4 tax lines that we set on the tax bill. I don't know that we're going to be able to lower the rate this year. We're definitely not going to raise the rate by any means. In fact, that's one of the best things about the vote we'll take in August is once we set that maximum rate at our first meeting in August, we can't raise the taxes. We can only lower them from there. And so we'll set that rate. I think the plan will be to set that rate at the same as what it was last year. We'll advertise it with that trim notice, that truth and millage notice, so you can see what it'll do. And then we'll hold 2 public hearings in September where you can come and talk to us about the Lee County budget and how we're spending your tax dollars. And that notice will be on all together in one mailing, so you can see it all in one place.
Yeah, it's a lot to juggle. I mean, just for those people that are listening, from the outside looking in, the way things run and how you're able to do these things. I've said it a million times, and as we've been together at different events and even together talking, I mean, there's no doubt that when you are fiscally responsible, you are able to maneuver in ways that others can't. And it's that fiscal responsibility and what you're able to do with budgets and keep yourself sound that enables you to be nimble, if you will, in situations like this. And that's such an important aspect of a lot of different things. And that goes for everybody. It's not only your personal budget, but it's Lee County's budget. It's the school district's budget. It's everybody's budget. That's why it's so important to keep track of where the money's going. It's so important to keep an eye on how things are being spent and looking forward looking into what could happen, what could be there. And when you're fiscally responsible, you're on good footing to be able to be nimble the way you need to be.
Absolutely. We definitely are seeing huge price increases even at the county, just like you're seeing in your home.
Sure.
We have a power bill that we pay at the county too. It's a big one. We also have, much of the work that we do at the county, we're a pretty, all 5 of us are Republicans. We believe in limited government. So a lot of times, instead of creating a new county department to provide a service, we'll contract out for a lot of these services. And so those vendors that we contract with, their prices have gone up. Though in the contracts, there are clauses that help them keep pace with inflation. And so the increases, in order to provide the same level of service that you're used to here in Lee County, the price does go up to us. And so we've got to try and make sure that as we set tax rates, we at least cover our costs, that we don't get into financial trouble by spending more than we're making. But we do want to keep those tax rates low and make sure that we're not raising them on you.
Yeah. Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. One thing I wanted to ask you about was, one of the things that you did so well during the stretch of COVID, the quote unquote pandemic and everything that was happening in the heat and the thick of it was keeping people aware of what was going on in the county and the numbers. And on your Facebook page, you were doing a fantastic job of that. And now as we get past this and we get to some of the reality of where we are and what has been happening and so many people who have been getting COVID, for example, this is just me talking and experiences there as well about getting it and being like, wow, okay, this is nothing like what it was before, and being more of a cold than anything else for so many, and not the same kind of respiratory issues. And even in places like California where you had the health department in LA that was saying, listen, we've got 0 respiratory patients here with COVID. I mean, we're talking, it's a different animal than what it is. But then you have Fauci, who is trying to change reality, like what existed, what happened. And I wonder if you saw and heard from him the other day talking about investigating him, even some of the reality he's trying to change with regard to what he said we should be doing, this new reality that he would like us all to live in. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're like me, you love sarcasm, right? And so sarcastically, I wanted to say, breaking news, Fauci came out and apologized. He said, you know what? All of these things that we recommended, we should have never done them. Those elected officials who stayed open, they were right. We shouldn't have criticized them and beat them up so bad. And I apologize. He'll never say that. Yeah. Fauci didn't say that. That was sarcasm. What Fauci did say was, hey, you got a problem with what we recommended? Investigate me. I'll sit in front of the Senate. Absolutely. And so, Senator Rand Paul does want to investigate, Fauci's actions. He wants to hold him accountable. And look, I think this is appropriate. At this point, we have now all seen COVID. We've all seen the consequences of the things that were recommended, and they were devastating. I mean, they were devastating. In areas where they left schools closed, kids are way behind. That's a generation that's got to catch up now. I mean, the consequences were devastating to people's business, to their finances. I mean, and I think somebody should be held accountable for that. So good for the Senate, good for Rand Paul for trying to look into this. I mean, not to mention all of the pushback and anger and conflict and strife and division that happened in our country over this. But seriously, and by the way, somebody needs to apologize to the people who lost their jobs because of these vaccine requirements and crap. I mean, look,
yeah, I mean, it's still out there right now as we speak.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, I think Fauci does need to be investigated. I think all the people who came up with this idea to experiment on the American people with these controversial methods that had never been tried before need to be looked into. And at the very least, we need to have a full accounting of, did they work? Did they not work? And if they didn't, which I don't believe they did, we should never do it again.
Yeah. And one other thing before we go, just thinking about gas prices around Southwest Florida, we start to see the prices going down, and some people would like to point at prices decreasing and talk about how awesome it is because it's the Biden policies that are getting us to this point, which is laughable considering where we were before. And the top number, the first number in the 3 digits that we constantly see is still a little high, everybody, to say the least. But you all know this. But I think it's another part of what is become a joke. And even, who was it? Pete Buttigieg, who had a few things to say about declining gas prices and how ridiculous that is, right?
Yeah, I mean, think about this. The Biden administration said as the prices were escalating and going up, hey, we don't have anything to do with gas prices. We don't control them. This is all Putin, right? It's Putin's fault. Now that they're coming down, they're not saying, hey, Putin's bringing the gas prices down. They're saying, we did it. We're bringing them down. And this is what really bothers me is it went from $5 down to $4.50. And now I think it's getting closer to just $4 here locally. Yeah. And they're saying, well, see, look at that. We're saving you 50 cents a gallon now. You're not saving me anything, President Biden. The price when you took office was $2.39. You ran on a platform of, I will end fossil fuels. Well, let me tell you what message that sends to the fossil fuel companies, to the oil companies and the gas companies. That says, I'm the president. If I get elected, I'm putting you out of business. Why would those companies ever invest in new drilling, new exploration, producing more? At that point, if you're a business owner, which they are, you're going to say, well, the president wants to put us out of business. You're going to do what you can to make sure you get the most out of your business until he closes you down. And that's what drove the prices up. I mean, that attitude of, we're going to close you down. You know, look, we're free market people. And if there is a market out there for electric cars, we all know that. But there should be a market for everything. Let the market decide what kind of fuel it wants to use for their cars. There are a lot of us that still drive gas-powered vehicles that need to be able to get to work and drive our families around and be able to afford to fill our cars up with gas. This idea that the government is going to force you into an electric vehicle by raising gas prices on you, like Pete Buttigieg has said many times, hey, this is going to aid in our transition to electric vehicles. Well, look, not all of us can afford an electric vehicle, Pete.
Yeah, it's so insulting. It really is. And this is what's going to be on the ballot, part of what's going to be on the ballot in 22 and 24. And if you want it fixed, I mean, I know we're speaking to a choir here, but the choir needs to also speak to others outside of the choir because it is that influence. And you never know how that conversation about what's going on is going to change somebody's heart and mind outside to the realization that what's going on right now with this administration isn't working. All right, Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. I appreciate you, my friend. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. And I'll see you soon.
Drew. Have a great morning. Talk to you soon.
Okay, same here. All right, 239-479-5592. That is the Brett AC talking text line. We got time right now. We can do Drew's College, can't we? Sure. I mean, it's been a while. People aren't used to it or ready for it. It's been 10 days almost. All right, Drew's College of Political Knowledge. It is America's favorite radio segment. We'll play right now. We'll take the ninth caller at 239-479-5592. We'll play Drew's College. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD and a $35 gift certificate to the great Alda's Diner, otherwise known as Alda's Restaurant and Bar. Was there this weekend. Love them. And if you want to grab yourself a $35 gift certificate, now is the time to call. We'll play next. Stay Break 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
Liberals suck. That's why we have Clay and Buck. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton. Today, noon to 3 on 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
This is Representative Bob Rommel with a special Florida reminder. We are just at the beginning of our hurricane season. That's right. Hurricane season does not end until November 30th. So make a plan and buy your hurricane supplies before there's a rush. To be ready, here are some items you should always have. 2 flashlights with plenty of batteries, a standard first aid kit, a 3-day supply of water and non-perishable food. It's also a good idea to buy a battery-operated radio. For more information, visit floridadisaster.org. Or if you need more assistance with any state or local agency, don't hesitate to call my office at 239-417-6200 or email me at bob.rommel@myflorida.gov. Have a safe and blessed summer. This is Representative Bob Rommel with a hurricane safety announcement paid by the Florida House of Representatives.
Hey, Southwest Florida, Jimmy the Beef Guy here. Man, I can't thank you enough. Our grand opening was beyond expectations. For yous that haven't tried us yet, you gotta get in here and try my favorite 5 Chicago-style sandwiches. I got the Italian beef, I got the Italian sausage, the sausage and beef, the Maxwell Street Polish, and our soon-to-be famous breaded steak. So come see me at the corner of 41 and Bonita Beach Road, right behind Duncan. And guys, when you're at the counter, don't call it gardenia. It's pronounced jardiniere.
92.5 Fox News.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to Linda. Linda's in Fort Myers. How do I know? Here she is.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you're in a PhD or associate's degree. Question starts right now. Linda, can you name our 2 senators here in the state of Florida? Who are they?
Yes, Marco Rubio and Scott.
That is correct. All right, so you got a associate's. We'll see if we get a bachelor's degree on this question. Mount Rushmore, where is it located? What state?
South Dakota.
That is correct. Got a bachelor's. We'll see if we get a master's degree on this question. In 2004, this memorial opened in Washington, D.C. Was it the World War I Memorial? Was it the Lincoln Memorial? Or was it the Jefferson Memorial?
What was the first one?
The World War I Memorial?
Yes.
Yes, that is correct. She's right. All right, you got a master's. We'll see if we get a PhD on this question. I don't know. All right, let's do. Yeah, okay. Name 4 of the 13 original colonies, the original states. Name 4 of them.
Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York.
There you go. That's good enough for me. All right, well, congratulations, Linda. You got yourself a PhD today on Drew's College. You're the smartest person on your phone, so that is... are you on speakerphone?
Yes, I am.
Oh, well, then it may or may not be true. I'm not sure how many people are listening. Are you by yourself? Okay. Anyway, so you got yourself the PhD. You can share it with people that are listening as well. And you also have something else you can share. It's a $35 gift certificate to the great Alda's Diner, otherwise known as Alda's Restaurant and Bar in Naples. It's a great place for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I was just there this weekend. And so much fun. Great people. You're going to love it. Great food. So stay there, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Did you know that King Roofing has expert dedicated repair crews to troubleshoot roof problems? They can fix everything from tree damage to broken tiles and, of course, roof leaks. Do you have a leak or water stains or tile damage? Call King Roofing, a roofing company with the right team to repair it. King Roofing, experienced in roof repair for over 40 years.
License number CCC 057279.
Every castle deserves a king.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom, too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
This is Kevin Carnes, your Lee County Clerk of Courts and Comptroller. One of the greatest honors of my life was getting the call that America's Governor, Ron DeSantis, had appointed me to the position of Clerk of Courts. Governor DeSantis knew my 15 years of experience working in the clerk's office, along with my conservative principles, made me the right choice to be your Clerk of Courts. I've worked hard to not let him or you down. Now, I'm running to continue serving in that capacity. I'm Kevin Carnes, and as your Clerk of Courts and Comptroller, I am dedicated to ensuring your government works transparently, and you have open access to government records. I also stand as a check and balance to hold our local government accountable. As a lifelong conservative, you can trust me to make the best decisions with your tax dollars and always uphold our constitutional liberties. I'm Kevin Carnes, and I'm asking for your vote so I can keep working as your Clerk of Courts. After all, Governor DeSantis picked me, you should too. Paid by Kevin Carnes, Republican for Lee County Clerk of Courts.
You heard us right. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
This news update is presented by New South Window Solutions. Find them online at newsouthwindow.com.
Wink News, traffic.
In Punta Gorda, we do have that crash with injuries. Harborview Road at Rio de Janeiro. We do know 75 at 776 Harborview is moving okay. Now let's turn our eye to Collier County. Our crash Davis at Collier. We've got both a northbound slowdown in that area, and also if you're moving east into that crash, plan for that. We also have one, Collier at Golden Gate, a slight slowdown southbound for our drivers. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. Belinda Post, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
More scattered thunderstorms return for today, especially in the afternoon. Look out for some heavy rain and frequent lightning. One of the things we'll also see move in today is the return of some Saharan dust. Look for a hazier sky thanks to Saharan dust moving through. The temperature is set to top back off near 94 degrees. That Saharan dust plume sticks around as we into Thursday and Friday. That's ultimately going to lead to lower rain chances. Tomorrow, a mainly dry day with just a stray storm, hazy and hot with the high of 96 degrees for Thursday, 95 on Friday with just some isolated afternoon thunderstorms in the forecast. I'm Wake News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Bugged by the left? Log on to rightallalong.net, the place to find 92.5 Fox News online.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window, and we would like to manufacture and install your windows. Only New South offers true factory direct windows to you. Only New South has award-winning windows that are made and designed specifically for our Florida weather. Every single New South window is custom manufactured just for your home. These are high-performance, energy-efficient windows, and now you can buy 2 windows and get the third absolutely free. Visit us at newsouthwindow.com or call for your factory direct pricing.
Call now, 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
Our kids can't vote, but you can. I'm Denise Nystrom for Lee County School Board District 6. Everyone votes for me in District 6. As a former assistant superintendent of schools, I am not happy with our education system. I have attended all school board meetings, and with my skill set, I can hit the ground running. School board elections are critical. If we want our country back, we take our children back. I have the right credentials. I am the right choice. Vote August 23rd for Denise Nystrom. Paid for by Denise Nystrom for Lee County School Board District 6.
How do you beat the heat in Florida? With a cool new ride that's certified. Hurry to your #1 certified pre-owned dealers, Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. During the Drive Certified Sales Event, you get huge discounts on our huge inventory. Over 200 new vehicles in stock with more and more on the way. Reserve yours now. And to make it easy to drive a nicer, newer vehicle, get up to $8,000 over book value for your trade. So if your old car is worth only $2,000, you get $10,000. If it's worth $10,000, you get $18,000. Click SutherlandNissanBuysIt.com to see how much you'll get. All Sutherland certified vehicles cost thousands less than new and come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Get up to $8,000 more for your trade. Save thousands paying less. Save hundreds in repairs. That's how you beat the heat. All offers end Monday. Rush to Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral now. Your used car megastore online at FLNissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
This is retired Lee County Sheriff Mike Scott. I'm sure you've heard me bragging lately about my daughter, Lindsay Scott Garza. And I've got to tell you, I couldn't be more proud of her for deciding to follow me into public service. Personally, I don't think there's anyone better suited to serve as a judge than her. Maybe I'm biased, but I'll bet you'll agree once you get to know her.
Thanks, Dad. I'm Lindsay Scott Garza. I grew up right here in Lee County, and now I'm raising my family here as well. My parents taught me that faith, family, and community always come first. That's why I'm running to serve as a Lee County judge. My experiences as an attorney, along with my reverence for the Constitution, have prepared me to be a fair and impartial judge that will always ensure your constitutional rights are protected and our laws are applied fairly. Public service isn't just my passion, it's a family tradition. I'm Lindsay Scott Garza. I'm running for Lee County Judge, and I'd be honored to have your vote on August 23rd. Paid by Lindsay Scott Garza for Lee County Judge Group 4. I'm Jason Big Mama Jones, and I'm running for Lee County School Board District number 4. It's important everyone votes on August 23rd, and here's why. Are you tired of not being heard as a parent? Vote Jones August 23rd. Are you worried about what your kids are eating? Vote Jones August 23rd. Lee County Schools is performing at the bottom of the list when it comes to graduating and seniors. Lee County Schools has a $1.9 billion budget. Our spending is out of control, and our teachers and bus drivers are suffering because of it. Vote Jones August 23rd. I can't sit on the sidelines as a parent any longer. I am Jason Big Mama Jones, and I'm running for Lee County School Board. Did you know that no other candidate running has a kid in the school system? I'm a parent, a business owner, and someone who cares about our kids. I am endorsed by Lee County Sheriff Carmine Marcino, the Hispanic vote, and Fort Myers Mayor Kevin Anderson. There's a reason the #1 law enforcement officer has endorsed me. It's because he knows I care about keeping kids safe. Safe kids, safe schools, kids first, and better lunches. Just a few reasons to vote Jones August 23rd. Get more info at electbigmamajones.com. Paid for by Jason Big Mama Jones for Lee County School
School Board District 4.
Rock Solid wants to know, would you like free countertops? If you're a new home or business owner, the time to have new countertop materials where you only pay for labor is now. This is a limited time offer from Rock Solid. Hugo wants to help our community grow, so he's giving new and prospective homeowners and business owners free countertop materials. You only pay for labor. Call Rock Solid right now. 239-596-7676. Or come into Rock Solid in Naples or Port Charlotte. See store for details.
This is Jada Langford Fleming. I spent 20 years in the classroom as a teacher, but walked away when our school district stopped putting children first, stopped respecting teachers, and forced us to indoctrinate our students with their liberal agendas. I'm running for Lee County School District to change that. I'm running to bring the education of our children back to the forefront of the district's priorities. And I am determined to change the current culture and put parents and taxpayers back in charge of our schools. I'm Jada Langford Fleming. I'm a 7th-generation Floridian, and this community means everything to me. I grew up on many of your TV screens advertising my parents' local car dealership. Remember, y'all spoken here. Well, that was me. Now I'm a mom and a businesswoman who's fed up with our school board and ready to make a change. I'm Jada Langford Fleming, and I am running to bring common sense conservative leadership to our school board, and I'd be honored to have your vote. Paid by Jada Langford Fleming for Lee County School Board, District 6.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do. And
thank you for giving us the voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic.
I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
Educating us.
Standing up for conservatism.
Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. I'm so glad you're joining us today, and thank you so much for being here, making this program a part of your day to start off. Or maybe you're just getting back from work and you're listening. I don't know what your situation is, but thank you for listening. 239-479-5592 is the Brett AC talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. Thank you for watching. Subscribing to our channel on Rumble. And if you're watching maybe on Facebook at Drew Steele Radio, we're there as well. All streaming live. Been away for a little while. I would love to tell you that it was a vacation, but it wasn't. And coming up in a little while, I believe I owe you an explanation as to where I've been and what's been happening. And so I most certainly will do that coming up in just a little bit. We'll get to that. Also, look, there's a lot of individuals here in Lee County and Collier County, all across the state, who want to receive your vote for them on the school board. And it's great to see that there are so many people that have been concerned recently about what's going on in our schools. It's a shame that there are many people who had to wake up to what was happening in our schools when they found out about Equality Florida and posters that were in schools and gender bathrooms and transgenders in schools and sports and all of these things that were bubbling up underneath the surface that were happening. And it took all of this to have people all of a sudden realize how important it is to elect the right people to your local school board. And ultimately, look, if this is what it takes, you hate to put it this way, and you hate to think that, for example, when you have a president of the United States who is doing what he is doing right now to this country.
LGB! Let's go, Brandon, right?
Right. That you know that you see what's happening. It's tangible with prices at the pump and groceries and everything else. Interest rates getting ready to get jacked up once again. What that's going to do, certainly to try to curb inflation, but what it's also going to do and how it's going to affect us each and every day, whether it's our jobs, the cost of living, the things that we have happening specifically, that it's a shame that all of this had to take place before you realize that this president is feckless and that a Democrat Party wants to destroy the country because of their climate change activism, because of their wokeism, because they care about critical race theory more than they care about your kitchen table, that they care about all different kinds of things that they are going to push on you, that they will demand that you give them, and they don't care what kind of effect it has on you personally in your life. It's a shame that all of this had to take place. Well, it's the same way that people are upset, and it's a shame that things had to take place in Lee County and Collier County, school districts across the country, where we had to actually see equality floor to transgender bathrooms, the issues of sports and all kinds of pronouns and all kinds of things, people losing their jobs because they're not using the right pronouns, people not being hired because of fill in the blank, all of these things that had to happen, that we had to see before we got involved. And I just want to quickly make mention that this is going to be, once again, another critical election. Every election is critical for this very reason, that if you take something for granted and you don't do your homework and you're not studying and you're not asking tough questions, then you're going to get people elected onto school boards that you don't know, that you think you know, and you ultimately will find out that they're not who you elected. They're not holding your values. Now, look, there is one school board member in particular who's on the Lee County School Board, Betsy Vaughn, and give Betsy Vaughn a little bit of credit on the Lee County School Board. Because the one thing that Betsy Vaughn has done now that maybe she didn't do before is tell you who she is after the fact. That maybe before you didn't know that, for example, that she was a Democrat, that she was liberal, and her feelings on critical race theory. If you remember, she said this months back.
Well, I'll share my political beliefs. I'm a Democrat. I'm a liberal. I believe that critical race theory is very important, and that if we lose sight of that as educators, we can't be a world-class school system.
Those are her values. Did you know that those were her values when you voted for her, for example? And listen, this is not just Betsy Vaughn. This is every single person that's running for school board, no matter where you live. Give her credit, because she's saying the things now that maybe you didn't know before. At least she's being honest with her feelings, and her latest, I'm being honest with my feelings, as she was talking about the issue that has come up recently, where now Lee Schools and the Lee County School Board is discussing a plan that's going to require parental notification if a student wants to change their pronouns and name or use a bathroom that matches their gender identity. How interesting is that? Isn't it nice that the Lee County School Board now is saying, hey, maybe we should have parental involvement. Maybe we shouldn't keep everything away from parents. That maybe parents have something to say when it comes to their kids. What a novel idea. And so Betsy Vaughn, when the issue was brought up about the different things that parents will know about, they are considering a voluntary form that students will need to fill out if they want to change their gender identity at school. Now, which is interesting because it's voluntary. So if they volunteer not to do it, then that means that the school will still be able to call them by a different name, a different gender identity, a different pronoun, use a different bathroom, and the parent doesn't get to find out, is it? Yeah, you see, that's how this all works. And Betsy Vaughn was bringing her views up at the school board meeting recently about this support plan in Lee County schools. And she said,
Yeah, my comment here is, and I know this is not going to be popular, but I'm going to say it anyway. Students desiring to run for prom king or queen when not consistent with their birth sex must have an active gender support plan. I'm picking on homecoming and prom king or queen. I find electing a king and queen to be extremely outdated and sexist.
Outdated and sexist. Prom king and queen is outdated and sexist. Give her credit, everybody, because this is her view. She's telling you what she thinks out in the open, and she's not holding anything back. So give her credit for that. Now, did you know that these were her values before you voted for her? Did you know that this is or maybe that these are your values, and so this is how you vote? she said it's not going to be a popular thing to say. Well, popular with who? Popular with the people that voted for her, with most of her constituents, with most of the people in Southwest Florida, or maybe it's not popular with a handful of people, but most people would agree with her when you say prom king and queen is outdated and sexist. This is what's important about the election. Again, give her credit for saying all of it, because I don't hear anybody else necessarily speaking from their heart and talking from their head and letting you know exactly what their values are and what they think and believe. And elections have consequences, and now you have a decision to make. But make no mistake about this, and I don't think you can talk about this enough. Every single candidate for school board or any place else for that matter, but especially school board, has to be vetted by you. You've got to ask the tough questions. If they don't want to tell you what political affiliation they are because they're going to hide behind it's a party affiliation race, then you already have your answer. If they don't want to tell you how they voted in the past on certain issues, they're already giving you their answer. When you bring things up like this and they don't want to talk about it, they're already giving you their answer. That's just part of it. That's the cultural issues here. But the other issues cannot be emphasized enough. Listen, if somebody says that they got kids in school, that they're a business owner, how much do you know about the school board and the budget? How much do you know about the issues that have to do with the budget? What do you know specifically about school board issues, about the district? It doesn't matter. The rest of it is just surface stuff, all of it, no matter who it is. It doesn't matter which side of the aisle they're on, and it doesn't matter which candidate it is. Everything is superficial. You need to give us meat. Everybody needs to have specifics. You need to know about what's going on with the budget. We need to know who you are and what you personally believe about the cultural issues that affect us right now. And we need proof of all of these things. I mean, how many things are in people's backgrounds that nobody knows? Because nobody's asking, and they mean something to you. And I don't know what specifically that is. It could be a cultural issue. It could be anything. But the fact of the matter is that all the superficial things sound great, but they're meaningless unless you know who they are in their heart, in their soul, in the things that they put out on social media, in the things that they will espouse, and the things that they will tell you face to face. It doesn't mean anything unless you've got that evidence and proof. So, I mean, listen, give Betsy Vaughn credit. She's telling you who she is. Now you have to decide whether or not those values that she tells you about align with yours. That's the decision. And they may very well. And you may very well be in the same place she is. But man, we've got to keep on top of this all the way across the board, because there are things that are happening and there are forces that are more powerful right now on the inside at this moment in time than the amount of voices that are pushing back, that will go to the district, that are in the district, that work in the districts, that will tell you that when it comes to the culture battle that we have, whether it's socio-emotional learning, whether it's critical race theory, whether it's superintendents voting for superintendents, or in the future, like in Collier County, for the next superintendent, and doing it right away to get the person that you want in on a school board that may be leaning left, as opposed to the voters that will vote in 22 for a new board where the decision will be made then, instead of cementing someone in place that is it's going to be more of the same. You know, how many DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion people are working in the district, and what kind of juice, what kind of power do they have? I mean, it means something. It matters. It matters because there are things that are happening in this country that you just don't hear enough about. I talk about it. I'm trying to think of the latest. What was the latest one that I got to find this one. And I'm going to find it right now. That has to do with diversity, equity, and inclusion. Things that are like, wait a minute, hold on, what? Yeah, here it is. This was tweeted out that there are students right now in New York. Now, listen, you talk about New York City, you talk about liberal cities, and you're thinking it doesn't matter here in Southwest Florida. It's a different city. It's a different place. We've seen how all of this plays out. All of these liberal cities push this agenda and have people that are sympathetic to what they're doing in districts all across the country, including Lee and Collier counties. Students are pressured to celebrate pansexual drag queen at school chapel. Chapel. As teacher resigns over misuse of pronouns. Did you catch this story? In New York? Students at Manhattan's Grace Church High School required to attend chapel every other Wednesday, and on April 27th, that meant attending a Pride event. The 6th annual Pride Chapel featured a special guest, drag queen, I don't know what the name is. Students felt pressure to join in, dance, and celebrate, while one teacher took the opportunity to announce their resignation over improper pronoun usage. Improper pronoun usage, and had to resign. You don't think that could come to a school near you if you elect the wrong person into the district? The wrong person to the board? You don't think that could happen here? You don't think there are people right now who would love to be able to do that confidently because they believe that the people that elected him want this? Or maybe they're not even going to worry about that. They just want to get into place so that they can do things like this. The pressure to join in, dance, and celebrate. How many kids are pressured to do the same thing here locally? How many kids are pressured to be part of a transgender gender ideology and identity that wouldn't do it otherwise, except for the fact that they feel the pressure to be part of it, to do it, that maybe they're bullied into doing it or they're doing it because of the bullying that is going on right now, where there are some that will say, I can get you out of the bullying that's happening right now. Come join us. Don't think that it's not happening, because it is. And don't think there aren't people who want your vote, who would like to see all of this come to fruition. That's why, man, you got to do the work. You just have to. And it even goes for some of the other things that don't have to do with the fight, the cultural fight. Talking about how much do you know about the board? How much do you know where the money's being spent? How much do you know about budgets? Your budget and a school budget are two completely different things. How big is your business? What kind of budget have you dealt with? Can you show us what kind of budget you deal with on an everyday basis? Do your values align with the communities? Prove it. Don't just say it. Prove it. Give me proof. Hardcore evidence that your values align with mine. That your knowledge of the things that need to be done in the districts, that you can do the job. Show me. Prove it. Talk is cheap. 239-479-5592. All right, let's take a break. It's Daybreak 92.5. Fox News, right all along.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the Drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along. Need some inspiration? Don't look left. Look right. Here. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Pandemic, market drops, elections. Don't let the noise and fear distract you. Where do you go for clarity in uncertain times? I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's financial planner. For experience, advice on planning for retirement, visit savingtheinvestor.com.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at gooddealsappliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
The
weather is hot and the afternoon storms are like clockwork, which means we're well into storm season. Does your current insurance coverage provide the protection you need in the event of severe weather? Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. When it comes to protecting your loved ones and property, consider CIG. We can help evaluate your current coverage and cost. Give my team an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. At Chapman Insurance Group, we can save you money for the same or better coverage in Southwest Florida. Visit a location near you or online at CIGFlorida.com today.
Looking for a reputable HVAC service provider? 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating of Naples provides a high level of service and value to our clients. To learn more, visit onehourairnaples.com or call 855-1HOUR.
Customizing your entry door can have an immediate impact on your home's beauty and value. Let Glass Design also make it a unique work of art. From design to install, they do it all. Glass Design has the largest selection of glass and doors in the area, from standard glass options to customized designs, all available with Hurricane Impact Glass. Visit glassdesigns.com and check out their 5-star Google reviews. Call 239-986-8677. Ask about their in-home consultations and mention this ad for 15% off.
Visit Jason and Todd at the Diamond District.
Jason and Todd want to meet and share with you personally the largest selection of GIA loose certified diamonds at the most competitive prices in the world.
At the Diamond District.
Hello, I'm Dr. D'Amico. Have you been told you need a denture? Don't make the mistake of going to your dentist or the dentist closest to your home. A denture is a work of art and should look as beautiful as natural teeth. That's why I have a denture laboratory on site. We place each tooth exactly where it should go so I can make the most beautiful looking denture just for you. And with my lab, I can make your new denture the same day. Come in the morning, you'll leave that afternoon with your new denture. Others make you wait 2 to 3 months because your denture is going to be made in some other state or even some other country, and you're going to get a cookie cutter looking denture. Do you really want your friends and family members to know you have a denture? Of course not. Ask me how Medicare can help pay for your denture. Visit my website, see all our current specials, watch some videos, even before and after pictures. Go to dentistofnaples.com. That's dentistofnaples.com. Or call 234-5284. That's 234-5284. I'm Dr. D'Amico, the denture artist. I can help you.
License number DN15639.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
We do have a Punta Gorda crash this working at Harbor View in Rio de Janeiro. North and south traffic is moving a little bit slower, but RVU 75 at Harbor View 776, you're moving fine. We also do want to turn an eye Collier County at Davis and Collier Boulevard. We have a crash there. Again, some of our southbound traffic affected. Plan for that and proceed with caution. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. Belinda Post, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
More scattered thunderstorms return for today, especially in the afternoon. Look out for some heavy rain and frequent lightning. One of the things you'll also see move in today is the return of some Saharan dust. Look for a hazier sky thanks to Saharan dust moving through. The temperature is set to top back off near 94 degrees. That Saharan dust plume sticks around as we get into Thursday and Friday. That's ultimately going to lead to lower rain chances. Tomorrow, a mainly dry day with just a stray storm, hazy and hot with the high of 96 degrees for Thursday, 95 on Friday with just some isolated afternoon thunderstorms in the forecast. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
It's all right here at 92.5 Fox News. We've been right all along.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
Hey folks, can I let you in on a little secret, a little something to talk about?
Sean Henderson here, bringing news that Walker's Marine is under new ownership. That's right, Mr. Walker sold the dealership to us at OneWater in March of 21. Over the last year, we've worked diligently to make buying or servicing your boat in Southwest Florida headache-free. In fact, we've made so much progress that our partners at Pursuit Boats and the good folks at Yamaha Outboard paid for this ad to inform you of our improvements. The new Walker's Marine has doubled staff in all of our service locations from Cape Coral to Marco Island. If you're looking to upgrade the old boat and trade her in for something new or used, give us a call. Find us at walkersmarine.com, select your nearest location, and come see us. Tons of boats in stock. We've got new boats, used boats, brokerage boats, consignment boats, and even a banana boat. Actually, I might have to check our banana boat inventory. Seriously, folks, we are here and better prepared than ever to assist with all of your boating needs. And hey, we're always open at walkersmarine.com. Again, that's walkersmarine.com.
Swing and a drive. Greenwell hits a long drive to right field. That ball is gone. Home run, Mike Greenwell.
This is Mike Greenwell. I grew up here in Lee County. From swimming in the Caloosahatchee River to playing baseball at North Fort Myers High School, this has and always will be my home. I was blessed to play Major League Baseball for the Boston Red Sox. But when my career ended, there was only one place I wanted to raise my family and build my business, right here in Lee County. You may have known me as a baseball player hitting home runs for the Red Sox, but I'm also a conservative and a businessman. Now, I'm running for the Lee County Commission. This is Mike Greenwell. I'm running so I can fight for lower taxes, less government regulations, and to make sure Lee County remains the best place to live, work, and play.
Greenwell swings. This ball is well hit to right field, and that ball is out of here. Another home run for Mike Greenwell.
This is Mike Greenwell, and I'm ready to hit a home run for Lee County. Paid by Mike Greenwell, Republican, for Lee County Commissioner, District 5.
That moment when you turn on the hot water and realize there is no hot water. Only icy cold, time to become a member of the Screaming Speed Shower Club water. But fear not, there's an expert for that.
Let your local experts at Service Experts Heating and Air Conditioning keep your hot water flowing. Get worry-free hot water as low as $24.99 plus tax a month.
Like it hot? There's an expert for that.
Call Service Experts Heating and Air Conditioning at 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
Tradition, luxury, innovation. Not words we typically use in the same sentence, but with DeVoe Cadillac right in the heart of Naples, you're going to find this and so much more. Hey, take it from me, your friend Sean Hannity. DeVoe Cadillac is the epitome of Cadillac's traditional quality that I have trusted for years. The DeVoe family-owned Cadillac dealership, they strive to provide world-class hospitality to all who enter their doors, just as they've been doing for over 50 years. But don't let tradition fool you. DeVoe Cadillac is keeping up with innovation by growing with today's EV market. And if you're interested in a Cadillac and luxury and style and safety and an electric vehicle, look no further than Cadillac Lyric. Now, DeVoe Cadillac can answer your EV questions. And by the way, they'll help you be one of the first to cruise the boulevard in the all-new Lyric. Now, they serve Southwest Florida. DeVoe Cadillac, 4100 Tamiami Trail North, or DeVoeCadillac.com.
Hi, I'm Lori, Ford O'Connell's mom.
And I'm Sarah, Ford's wife. We're big believers in family and freedom. You may have seen Ford on Fox News fighting for conservatives. Well, let me tell you personally, no one will fight for you like Ford. I'm proud to call him my husband.
Hi, it's Ford. I'd be nowhere without my family. They've got my back, and I'll have yours as your next state representative, alongside our great governor. Vote Ford O'Connell on August 23rd. Paid for by Ford O'Connell, Republican for state representative.
Stay right here, because after Drew, it's Glenn Beck, 9 to noon. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
All right, 239-479-5592. That is the Brett AC talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. You can go there and watch the program. Subscribe to our channel on Rumble and Facebook. We're streaming there as well at Drew Steele Radio. All right, coming up in a couple of minutes. I was gone for like 10 days. I was not on vacation, but I will. I'll let you know. I'll let you know what's happening because we're family and we can talk about stuff. So I'll have that coming up in a minute. But first, let's do this. The top 5 audio clips of the day. It's a 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drew's 5 at 8:35. Number 5.
Okay, so you have to read this thing.
Oh, I've got a legal note. The conservative group.
Sonny normally does this, but
I know.
Yes.
This is our knockoff lawyer.
Okay.
The conservative group, Turning Point USA, has condemned the group of neo-Nazis and said they have nothing to do with the organization.
Yeah, but where was DeSantis is what I want to know.
But you let them in.
President, open your
You
mouth
let
there.
them in and you knew what they were.
Right.
So you are complicit. We'll be right back. Make a quick clarification about the neo-Nazis at the Turning Point event. They were outside protesters. My point was more metaphorical, that you embraced them at your thing, I felt. So they were not in the building.
They felt
but you know what?
Okay.
You know what?
Okay. I don't know why people watch The View. I really don't know why they bother, but there you go. So you have Turning Point USA, an event in Tampa. And as good little leftists do, they showed up outside of the building because they want to harass the conservatives. And a neo-Nazi group showed up, kind of like with DeSantis, how way back in February, you probably remember, there was a neo-Nazi, a little Nazi rally in Orlando, and DeSantis didn't say anything about it, and the media was like, well, why didn't you say anything about it? You must be in league with them. Okay, shush it. So on The View, they put out this statement that said that they let them in, that they're Nazis, that they're in league with Nazis, that they love Nazis, that they embrace Nazi groups. And then legally, the Turning Point was like, yeah, you might want to not say that because we're not, and defamation suits coming up. So what did they do? They put out a little statement that said, oh, yeah, they were outside of the event, where Whoopi Goldberg says, yeah, but they embraced them. They let them into the building. No, they never let them into the building. They don't embrace them. So then she had to come back and then correct it again, where the legal department had them correct it not once but twice, misrepresentations on the air, and metaphorically they're with the neo-Nazis. Really, is this ever going to end? No, because there's enough leftists out there who hate you enough as a conservative that they'll run with anything you say.
Number 4.
And what is exactly the White House's definition of a recession?
Again, I'm not going to define it from here. I'm just going to leave it to the NBER, as we have stated, of how they define recession.
You won't declare one until they have declared it one.
I'm just saying that we're just not going to define it. We use the indicators that the NBER, the National Bureau of Economic Research, have used. We've mentioned that a few times.
Boy, just like the left, you just got to love this administration and love lefties. Actually, you don't have to love them, but you got to know them. So there's the White House. So when asked about the changing of the definition of recession, because, the White House is like, yeah, I know it's 2 quarters of negative growth, and if you have that, you have a recession. And technically, that's what it's always been. But yeah, we look at it in a completely different way, like pronouns and other things that we look at. And vaccines. Hey, there are all these new different definitions that they come up with. And so there you go. It's the White House who was asked about it. And it's like, nothing to see here. I mean, one person's recession is another person's donut or a Choco Taco or something like that. Does it really matter? Let's talk about Trump.
Number 3.
Tonight, 75%, the vast majority of Democrats, 3 out of 4, don't want Biden to be their nominee in 2024. That is according to a new CNN poll. Out front now, David Axelrod, former senior advisor to President Obama. David, I heard that and sort of stopped in my tracks for a second. 3/4 of Democrats don't want the incumbent president to run again. How worried should Biden be right now about that?
Well, I mean, obviously, this is a very unhappy bit of data for him, and I'm sure, it is concerning.
It's concerning. Well, it's a little bit concerning. I mean, everything that's going on right now in this country, and dare I say even across the globe, and certainly our southern border and everything else, does have to do with this administration, and it does beg the question what this administration is doing, and it does beg the question whether or not this president, after 847 million people voted for him, should be in office. But, hey, let's talk about Trump.
Number 2.
All right. Hold on a second. Okay, all right. Make believe like this didn't happen, and it's Stop laughing at me. All right, here we go. And I just said something funny. Had to do with Trump.
Number 2.
Same time, there were authorities that made different decisions than the CDC's recommendations, for example, on school closures, and they did not see higher levels of child mortality when it comes to COVID. And meanwhile, the schools that did close down were now seeing just disastrous levels of learning loss among poor children, children of color, mental health crisis. I wonder if you would recommend locking down schools if you had to do it all over again.
Well, again, it's first of all, I didn't recommend locking anything down.
He didn't recommend locking anything down. How does the Fauci do this? So there's Dr. Anthony Fauci. He is science, and he was on some podcast, and he was letting the host know that even though you were bringing up all these things about closures and school closures and how harmful it was, after telling everybody we have to close down, that he was trying to now change history and say that he never recommended lockdowns, except for the fact that in 2020.
And when it became clear that when we had community spread in the country with a few cases of community spread, this was way before there was a major explosion like we saw in the Northeastern corridor driven by New York City metropolitan area. I recommended to the president that we shut the country down.
That's weird. So you didn't tell anybody to shut anything down, but then you said you recommended to the president we shut things down. So which one is it? Liar.
Number 1.
Good afternoon. I want to welcome these leaders for coming in to have this very important discussion about some of the most pressing issues of our time. I am Kamala Harris. My pronouns are she and her. I am a woman sitting at the table wearing a blue suit.
Yep, that's the vice president of these United States. Someone who would probably like to be president one day, pushing... are we sure that she didn't push Joe Biden off the bike? And there she is, letting everybody know that her pronouns are whatever she said, and she's wearing a blue dress, and she's sitting at a table because... Why are we doing this again?
Cruz 5 at 8:35.
And this isn't new. This is something that people have been doing. We played the audio earlier. Jake had the audio. I don't know if you can get it back up, that Microsoft audio. If you can, it's no big deal. But if you remember, it was like last year where Microsoft was having one of their online meetings, and they were doing the same thing. And a lot of people were asking, I don't get it. I don't understand. Why is it that we have to explain to somebody the color of the dress and sitting down? And do you have that audio? Go ahead and play that there.
Hello, everyone. I'm Natalie Gadilla. I'm a Caucasian woman with long blonde hair, and I go by she, her.
Fillingham. I'm a Caucasian man with glasses and a beard. I go by he, him. And I'm a security evangelist here at Microsoft.
Stop. Just stop it. Okay, so, and the reason why I guess we came up with the whole explaining to somebody why she's wearing a blue dress and sitting at a table is because if you don't, so I'm trying to think of all the people that could possibly be harmed by the things that you say. So if you don't use the pronouns, proper pronouns, and explain to people your proper pronouns, there are going to be people that are offended and triggered by the fact that you didn't tell them your pronoun. So that's one group of people. You've got somebody who's wearing a blue dress. She has to explain she's wearing a blue dress. If you're somebody who cannot see, or you're somebody who's colorblind, you're triggered and offended, and you should be, because there's a group of people, a minority of voices that have a majority of the microphones some way, somehow, that are telling you that you have to be offended. So because they're offended, that they also have to now, well, you have to explain to people what color the dress is, and that you're sitting at a table. Everybody realizes you're at a table. There's people sitting there. Does each and every person do that? And I don't know. There's always somebody offended. Is that what we came up with? Is that why they do this?
Yeah, as far as I can tell, and this guy from Microsoft has a mohawk. That's cultural appropriation for sure. He's a white man. He can't use an Indian.
Didn't think about
hairstyle.
that.
And then also the blue. Like, what if I identify blue as red? What if your blue is red to me? Like, it's just insensitive.
That's true. That I never thought of that. What if your color is appropriating a color that I believe is not the color of the appropriation?
Yeah, how do you know that we all see the exact same colors?
Exactly. Like, why? I don't think that's a phone. I think this is a pogo stick. First thing I
pretty sure that's a microwave, but
okay. I'm wondering why this thing would not heat up my chili yesterday. Is that why?
I think it might have been.
Is it it's broken?
You know, I'm not sure. Maybe it's having a tough time right now.
It could be. It's a sensitive microwave. All right. Do we really have to? All right. 239-479-5592. Ugh, I'm getting myself nauseous. I don't want to do this, but I'm going to do this. And I don't know how long this is going to be, but you got to take me out because after this, I can't do it. So I've been gone for the better part of 10 days. Actually, I've been gone a little longer than that, out of town. And it wasn't for a vacation. Sorry. So my mom passed away last week. And I went 2 weeks ago because she was in failing health. She'd been fighting cancer for a long time. And I didn't know that when I went to go visit, it was going to be so quick, and didn't realize it was going to happen the way it did, but it did. And on top of that, upon arriving to New Jersey when I went, the next day I tested positive for COVID. So on top of that, I didn't get to see her the whole time when she was in hospital and then ultimately in hospice. My mom was awesome. My mom was an incredible human being. Just to give you an idea of how special my mother was, my dad was talking about how when they left the hospital, that there were 7 or 8 different people, nurses and doctors, who came out of the hospital to give her a hug. They called her grandma. They loved her. My mom never talked about her pain and the things that she felt. She never let people know what she was feeling as far as that was concerned. My mom would talk to you like you were the only person in the room. She had that ability. And let me tell you something. My mom was stronger than I could ever be. Saw things and her do things in ways that I just couldn't do myself. And she was, every person she talked to, she had an effect on. Smiling, loving, talking to people. Again, that connection of talking to you like you're the only person in the room. And the other thing too is, I have to say this in full disclosure. When I did my mom's voice, we would laugh about it. My mom didn't sound like that. She didn't have that harsh voice like she smoked 10 packs of cigarettes a day. I did that jokingly once with her, and she was always worried about that people would actually think that she talked like that, and she didn't. She didn't smoke 10 packs of cigarettes a day. It was for effect, and I would laugh, and she would half laugh about it. She was always thinking, oh boy, I hope people don't think I talk like that. And just having a little bit of fun, but so forgive me if it's going to take me a little while to ramp up to where I've been. And the things that I do, it's, everything looks different. You know, the world looks different. People look different to me. You know, it's just a different world now. And it just calls attention to so much that's happening and the meaning of it and what is meaningful. And she was ready to go home. And she knew that this is not her home. And I know that too. As C.S. Lewis talked about, it's just a dress rehearsal. This is just a dress rehearsal for what's coming. And then knowing that we have that hope. Others don't have that. There are people that just live for this place and where we are and here. And listen, in a lot of ways, you can have it. Because in the end, it doesn't, I'm not telling you something you don't know, but it just doesn't matter. But in more ways than one, what are you doing to get to that place? If this truly is a dress rehearsal for that place, what are we doing to get to that place? There's a lot to be said about words. There's a lot more to be said about deeds. And no way am I perfect. But my mom showed me ways to be better. To be a better person. And I've got a lot of work to do. But she was awesome. And so again, forgive me if it's going to take a little bit of time to ramp up. Because people talk about moving on. Moving on is not the same thing as forgetting. Never forget that. Moving on and forgetting, two different things. You can move on, but never forget. And that's okay. I'm going to go. I love you, Mom. I always have.
News you need. The host you trust. Getting it right all day and all night. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.